When I was coming up, it only felt like it was only a few people. Now it feels like there's so many other people that's happening. I mean, Big X is arguably the biggest Texas artist.
Texas?
Maybe worldwide or nationwide.
I keep checking everybody, but quit playing with Big X like y'all don't see what's happening.
Bro.
You know what I'm saying? Country and all this stuff. You ain't seen other artists even do that.
Not even close.
Since Nelly, hell. Yep. So you know what I'm saying? So quit trying to act like y'all don't see what BigXThaPlug is bringing to the game. But it ain't so like nobody else that even doing it right now.
Bro.
Yeah, we on Boss Talk 101. Yeah, we gon' talk, we gon' have fun. We be on fire, we be lit. It's a unique hustle. Big.
Check it. It's a unique hustle. It's your boy ECEO, and I'm here with the lovely, amazing, official Miss Jamaica. What's going on?
Nothing no more well going. I want y'all to stop what you're doing right now. Go like, subscribe, follow us from all social media platforms. When I mean all, I mean our Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat. You name it, we're on it. Just Google us, Boss Talk Podcast 101. We'll pop up first in line, I guarantee you. But y'all see us on the streets and talk about, man, I love what y'all doing. Keep up the good work. How can we be a part of Boss Talk? This is how you can be a part of Boss Talk. Under each and every interview, including this one right here in the description section below, there's a link that says join our membership. Click that link, follow all the instructions, and that's how you get to see all the exclusive content. Y'all been asking us, where's this interview, where's that interview? You got to be a member to see it, or go ahead and download our app at Boss Talk 101 on any Apple or Google store. Thank you, and we love you.
Listen, guys, you gotta. Hey, listen, do what she said first of all. Before we get into anything, download Boss Talk 101.app. But I got a guy here today, y'all. I've been waiting on this interview. He don't need no introduction, man. We in the Triple D. Y'all know we in Dallas. And I promise you're in for a treat. This guy right here, one of the foundational builders. My guy Play from Play-N-Skillz is in the building.
What's up, man?
What up, man?
Hey, man, I'm happy to be here. We finally made it happen.
Oh, man, listen, man, it's been supposed to happen, man. We got to get down no matter how you look at it. We got to get down. We got to get it popping. Now, I'm going to do it the way I do it. Mr. Jamaica, I'm going to let you start. Ladies first.
Yes, sir. So you're born and raised here?
Correct.
What part of Dallas?
Right. Irving, Texas.
Irving.
Let me just, the south side, I got to say that. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, there's two sides.
Irving, the south side of Irving.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
What's the difference between both sides?
Well, I mean, I'm a bad listener. Let's talk about like in the 90s, early 90s, mid 90s. It was, you know, gang culture for one that was kind of separated.
Okay.
Both
East side locals. Pleasant Grove.
That's the east side. This is more Bloods and Crips type of thing.
Oh, okay.
So it's spread over there. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And it kind of separated. Like there's a 183 highway separated the south and the north, and it's. I guess it kind of just put you to represent a side, so to say. But they're different. You know, I mean, I think the north side was like where Las Colinas and the nicer part of the Irving side of it was, and then the south side was a little different. So
Las Colinas, them Cowboys were living over there when that stadium was in Irving. When he talking about, they had a little money going down over there.
It's still a lot of money.
Now they in Frisco though. They done moved because of the way the practice field.
Yeah.
They shifted.
And you know what? We ain't won since we left Irving. How about that?
That's serious.
That's real shit right there. You know what I'm saying?
That might be our problem.
I know. I told him.
They need to go back to Irving.
Hey Jerry, come on now. Let's go. Bring us back to the crooked, man.
So the area that you live in, was it more Bloods or Crips in your area?
It was Bloods. In my neighborhood. Yeah, I mean, I'm not a gangbanger or anything else, but friends and people, and you know, and I'm not even gonna say it was like, I don't even know if it was real or not, but I mean, cultures shift, you know, and gangs get brought into different areas, and but the neighborhood that I grew up in definitely had a lot of Bloods that were there, so I was cool with everybody. There was Latin Kings, you know, the whole nine. It was, I mean, it's the early 90s, 93, 92, when gang culture with all the, you know, the movies. So
you saw it come into the neighborhood.
Yeah, absolutely.
So how was the shift? How was it accepted, especially with the older people? Because, you know, younger kids are more adaptive to culture when it comes in compared to, you know, the older people. Like, man, they bringing all this.
Yeah. It was. You know what? I didn't know any better because I just, like, going into my teen years, it just kind of happened, you know, and I just saw it all, like, unfold in front of me. I didn't know the difference, but I learned a lot just watching a lot of West Coast movies that were introducing gang culture to pop culture, so to say, right? So I was watching, the Minister Society or Boys in the Hood and all these movies, like, and then I was seeing it kind of happening in the neighborhood, whether it was authentic or not, I don't know, because that's the argument. I don't want to say that, and I know y'all's platform brings some real motherfuckers on here. So I like
what Boys in the Hood, is that what, or just y'all hood?
He's saying the area, if it was authentic.
Did somebody die?
Yeah, somebody died.
Oh, it was real.
Yeah, okay then. Yeah,
I mean, people were dying, bodies was being laid down.
But the argument.
I don't care what you say. If people done died on their block,
if it's from California and stuff like that.
They definitely, it was real. That's all I know. I done seen some motherfuckers get jumped and beat up for no guy for a color. Yeah. So there was that for sure.
So what or who saved you from actually wanting to join? Because being a parent, parents out here trying to protect their kids from being part of that organization and stuff like that, and having them walk a different route. What stopped you from being part of that?
That's a great question. Two people, two different groups. My parents, my mother, my father. My mom's from Venezuela. My dad's Argentinian. Okay. And it was a.
Wait a minute. I thought you was Mexican.
I know.
Straight out of
Tijuana or something.
Guanajuato. You know what I'm saying? You ain't from the valley.
No.
What?
I'm not. Well, look. Here's the thing. When you're in Texas, you kind of grow up in Mexican Latin culture, right?
Correct.
And there's a difference, and a lot of people don't know because they maybe haven't traveled the world or whatnot. But my mom again was Venezuelan. My father was Argentinian. We grew up in Irving, so I grew up with a lot of Mexicans, Salvadorians. But the particular area that I was in was more of my black friends. It was all
straight up and down.
Yeah. So that's where for us. I feel like I got all my sauce, right? Because I loved basketball, I loved hip hop, and that was one side of it where my black homies, my black friends were doing that, and then in my house was really, really Latin. My folks are super. So I get the best of both worlds, so to say. And to answer your question, my mother and father they didn't have much, but
very pivotal in your life.
But 100%, I didn't want to let them down. And then the most important thing as far as that is the Irving Salvation Army opened in 1993, I believe.
Okay.
Right in the middle of the pocket. I could see it right outside of my window. And they opened a basketball gym, they opened their church, they opened everything, and they gave us somewhere an outlet to go. So I started going to the gym and staying there every day from 3 to 9 p.m. playing basketball, so I would be off the streets. So that was kind of our foundation there, and they saved a lot of kids. It wasn't just me and my brother. We happened to be blessed in what we do, and I get to tell the story. And the Irving Salvation Army was very, very important to us.
Were y'all any good at basketball?
Okay, listen.
You can lie, nigga. You don't know.
Who was better, you or your brother?
My brother is an elite shooter. I will say this. And this is boss talk, right?
Yes.
I've challenged Yellow Beezy. I'll challenge anybody. Any two people that want to shoot me and my brother 2-on-2.
2 Chainz?
2 Chainz. This is a shooting game. This is not 2 Chainz can hoop, but I'm just saying we balled.
Okay.
For real.
I'm gonna be messy because this boss talk.
Go ahead.
Maybe we can get say DeRoe and Q Smith to shoot him for the rights to Halle Berry.
Yeah, we can.
I'm wrong over here.
Hey, listen. We could do that. We could do that. DeRoe knows better. That's all I'm saying. DeRoe knows better. No, that's my dog. 6'3", whatever.
Oh, damn, no. DeRoe don't do this.
No, DeRoe used to hoop with us.
So he already know.
No, he knows. So
you're better than he is in basketball.
DeRoe can hoop. I'm not going to say I'm better, but we definitely kicked him in, I forget his group. What's the name of the Rose group that when he first got started?
Oh, the Primetime Click.
Primetime Click, and then there was 2 guys over Young Nation.
Yeah. Young Nation.
So that's the homies.
Damn it, boy.
Oh yeah. We used to beat their goddamn ass all the time. It was easy work, So now this is years later.
Right.
So I said a shooting game.
Okay.
Just behind the 3-point line, 100 threes, 50 play.
So you think you still got it?
I know. I'm telling you, I'm challenged. I heard Zillionaire can hoop. As well, there's a young man.
Yeah, he was shooting. They were shooting for $800-900. Him and Montana 700.
Yellow Beezy was a hooper. You know what I'm saying? So
he was shooting with Thomas out there. I seen him shooting.
Again, this is an open call out to anybody, a friendly call out.
I used to see them boys shooting all the time, and that's what they was doing. But I didn't see y'all shooting with them. What they pretty much shying away from them.
Here's the thing, right? Here's the thing is. you know, people are gonna the YouTubes and all that are gonna show that. We just haven't had the opportunity to just film it. But people know. So I mean, you can ask the role. You know who's a hooper? Big Tuck. Okay. He's a big guy, but he's a very athletic guy.
Really?
Big Tuck. It's the Big T.
Yeah. So
UGK.
Yeah. I mean, we shot the $1,000 shots with Khaled and Meek Mill at the Hip Factory in Miami. We've been in those little things. You know what I'm saying? So we get it, but. In no way are we saying we're the best at anything. It's just a challenge that you know. Hey, we love to gamble. So
y'all don't shy back.
No, come on, let's shoot them. I'll shoot the dice and the basketball.
I gotta say that I gotta ask this. Growing up, since you're in Texas and you're not from Mexico, but you know, descent of Venezuela and Argentina, right?
Correct.
How were you accepted in the Latino market? Because I know that Texas have a thing where it's like it's all like. If you're not Mexican, you like almost like an outcast type of thing. Yeah,
that's another great question that never gets asked because it's deep and it's something that I think that more people should be educated about because although we're all Latinos, we're all different. Exactly. And our cultures and our homes are different and that Puerto Ricans are super prideful, Mexicans are prideful, Venezuelans are prideful. So we didn't really fit in, to be honest with you, in our neighborhood because we weren't Mexican, we weren't Salvadorian, which is what was the majority there, and we weren't black, and there was no white people where I was at. So we kind of were just friends with everybody. We just kind of got along with everybody, which was a beautiful thing. I mean, I feel like basketball brought me into a world of being friends with people. So that's why I love the sport so much that maybe if I didn't play basketball, I wouldn't have so much hip hop in me. That's where I started. And I feel like basketball is a part of hip hop as well.
Yes.
So, it was interesting. And I got, I'll be honest with you. Early on in my career, everybody thought we were from Mexico, number one, which is a beautiful country. And there's nothing wrong with being from there. And from Houston because we produce all the Houston artists. So we never got an opportunity. And I was like, I'm not going to correct everybody because it feels like I'm offending somebody if I go, no, I'm not Mexican. No, I'm not from Houston. Like, no, it's not. That I'm, there's nothing wrong with that city or that country. It's just that's not where I'm from. This is where I'm from.
I love that about you. That you know that you represent Texas.
That's right. Always.
That's what that is
for sure.
We ain't gonna make no differences, and I'm Hispanic if I have to be.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, early on, our first mixtape was called Texas to the World, right? And it was a screw and chop mixtape, and that was a time where you didn't know what anybody looked like.
That's right.
And Paul Wall was on that first mixtape. It was us, and we were rapping, singing, and producing at the time. And I remember we went and did a show on Texarkana, and we were with Paul at the time. Paul Wall, Chamillionaire, Play-N-Skillz, OG Ron C. And we showed up to the venue, and they were like, where's Play-N-Skillz at? Like, that's us, man. Like, because you just heard a flow or you just heard a style of music, and you automatically thought, we're black, I guess. You know what I'm saying? What are the case? Same thing with Paul. Same thing with Paul, and it wasn't anything bad. You just had to go out there and do what you do, So it's always been interesting, but I don't shy away from being proud of where my family's from and the city that I'm from. But I have Mexican kids, so I love the Mexican culture. And
you jumped over there and got with your Hispanic girl. I mean, you like them little Hispanic girls?
I love them. I love Hispanic women. I love black women. I love all women.
I thought from Guanajuato.
Kind of, yeah. We'll take them.
Tijuana.
Now I got two beautiful Mexican kids, so I love, yeah.
That's real.
But
my son like them too. My youngest son, maybe he gonna be with you. I don't know what's going on.
That's all right.
Right here.
It's okay. It's a beautiful world, man. We can all love.
That's right, man. I think that when I look at you guys, man, and just the time period y'all came up in when it come to we moving into the music phase, it's just I definitely love the fact that you guys filled the gap. You know what I'm saying? For as a time period where it was needed, and I just love that about y'all. Some people categorize these gaps. Propane said he came up in the brokest part of the brokest era. He came up. Nobody had no money during his era. I don't know if you was in his era. Were you in his era?
No, he was before that.
You were before
a little before that, but I got a piece of it though.
You got a piece of where the money started dwindling away and wasn't really making a lot of money and but we gonna get down to everything that we pretty much got to get into when it comes down to these eras.
I'm so curious to know. Yes, because you said because of basketball is how you got into the hip hop, era of it, or genre of it.
Right.
But where did you get the love for music or the ear for music from? You know, because I always say a lot of things pass down in your genes, or was it learnt, or was it? You see what I mean?
Definitely learned, and that's something I want to share because I feel like people might think that we have like, I don't know, like my dad was a musician or my uncle was a musician or my grandfather. None of the sort, you know. Dad and mom were not in the entertainment
not into
business.
Music at all.
Nobody at all. Definitely didn't know what a rap song was. You know, so here we are telling my dad and my mom we're gonna do hip hop music.
What did they say about that shit?
They I mean, they didn't know what the fuck was going on. You know what I'm saying? Like what it was, but they knew that we were very dedicated to something, and we were staying off the streets by DJing is what. DJing is what.
So you started off with DJing.
Absolutely. We were
How old were you when you bought your first equipment?
15.
15. How did you buy it?
This is a great story. So there's a guy by the name of DJ Scribbles who used to do this show called the MTV The Grind. And he's an Italian guy, and he had these fucking tribal tattoos. And I'll be honest with you, it was the first guy that I saw on mainstream television that kind of looked like me because he had dark hair and he had kind of a tan. He was an Italian guy. He wasn't Latino, I believe. But I saw him on the stage DJing and cutting, and I was like, he got all the girls dancing. I was like, I want to do this. Like, whatever he's doing to control this crowd.
It's always the girls.
For one. For two, the control of like making people dance. So I got interested in DJing, and I bought a thing called DJ in a Box. So it's basically 2 turntables and a mixer. It might have been $99.99. Had no idea what the fuck I was doing. Bought that. It came with 2 records, and that began me and my brother's journey. We taught each other how to DJ.
So you jumped into it first, and then he followed.
Little brother followed big brother.
Okay.
Yeah, and it was just that was when, you know, you had the only way you could see DJing was like through, you know, these DMC you know, video battles, and like they were on tapes, so I would put in the tapes and watch these DJs scratching and studying and mixtapes. How would people mix? And then I would go watch other people DJ, and it just happened so fast for us. It wasn't even supposed to happen. And then honestly, my brother, we bought a small machine called the DR202, I think it was. It was a rolling drum machine. And there was a function where you could turn into the keys, the drums into keys, and play chords. And my brother was just honestly just gifted. And I just walked past him, and he was playing perfect chords in music. And I couldn't get it. I couldn't hear it.
Right.
And I just said, wow, he just has a gift. You know, he really just had a gift from God. And I recognized it because we're in a group, but we understand each other's role. Strangely enough, out of all the hit records that we've done, we've really never done anything in the same room.
Wow.
Yeah, we operate in different rooms, and then we come together after he creates and I create, because our creative process kind of gets in the way.
Yeah.
You know, he likes to do things in a certain way, and I like to do things, and I think that
but that's good that you recognize that.
I recognize that he was way more gifted, and you know, he just had this gift of melody, which melody is just, it's the key to all hit songs. It doesn't matter what genre it is. As long as there's something melodic in it that you can kind of sing along or memorize, it's going to work.
Right.
It doesn't matter how bad it is, if it's off key and this, all these crazy things that people think. It's like, no, if the melody is great, people will love the song. And my brother was able to create melody. So off of that was where we kind of started our thing. DJing went into producing.
But before you jump into producing, when you DJ, when you bought it, you started studying. How long after you started studying did you jump in and got your first gig?
Yeah,
and were you terrible for your first gig?
Absolutely. Really bad.
How did that work?
And we had, because...
let me guess. Y'all had a quinceañera y'all went to.
There you go. There you go.
That sounds better, right?
That was your first gig?
Nobody wasn't there that really could talk about it now.
No,
go ahead.
that I wish that would have been my first gig. Actually, we threw our own first party.
Okay.
Yeah, so we rented out a Howard Johnson hotel right there in Irving, right off of 183, and we charged $3 for guys and $1 for girls.
That's called self-booking now.
Yeah, yeah, and we made $600 that night. I'll never forget. And I said, that was the most money that I had ever made. Like,
come on now.
Now I'm doing it off of playing music, and I was bad at it.
And you were bad. So, was it people coming up to you and saying, that sucked? Why did you feel like you were bad at it?
No, because it was a high school party, so people were just happy to be out.
And drinking and everything.
Yeah, it was like, all right, these motherfuckers went and got like a whole venue, and then everybody, it wasn't just Irving that showed up. Grand Prairie, and West Dallas, and Oak Cliff kids all showed up, and we did well. And
started getting booking after that.
And I said, okay, maybe we should start throwing house parties and renting ballrooms, etc. And that's how we kind of started doing our thing. Yeah. But our first big break came through a club called 2551 that turned into Club DMX.
Yeah, I remember that.
Shout out to Ernest the Doorman and DJ Big Baby, but they were like the biggest Latin club. And it was,
isn't that downtown, upstairs, downstairs?
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
I
it was
remember
like just legendary place. And I used to go as a high school senior. I think I was 18. My brother was 16, a junior. And Ernest, who's now a very, very good friend of mine, he used to let us in and just go sit in the DJ booth and just watch while we were younger doing it. And I was watching DJ Big Baby, rest in peace, DJ, and I was like, this is incredible that he gets to do this for a living. I just thought to myself, wow, you get to play vinyl and get paid. Like, what I just love to do, this is my hobby, and he gets to do it for a living.
Right.
So one day he needed a bathroom break that turned into him going to the bar and hanging out, and he said, you go DJ. And
wow.
Said, okay. And they weren't playing as much hip hop at the time.
Okay.
So I remember having the next episode, this is 2001, The Chronic, and you know that intro on the next episode is just legendary. And I played it, and place went crazy. And
really?
Like,
in a Latin club?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Because they played Tejano cumbias and like dance music. They played a little bit of hip hop,
but not a lot. Right.
When you hit them with that,
and they went crazy. And I said, oh. And then the managers and owners were there and were like, you guys want to come back and play?
Wow.
Awesome.
Yeah, so we started, kind of DJing.
And it was you and your brother?
Me and my brother. My brother we were both still in high school, and we were DJing on Thursday and Sunday nights at, the world famous 2551, and then it turned into Club DMX. But that is what started, is DJing, is my point. It's like, and we're still DJs, of course, always going to be a DJ. Like, this is what I love, this is why I did it. I still DJ every day just for fun. I just pick up my vinyl and just DJ.
Because even in Latin clubs now, you still don't have a lot of hip hop when you go into Latin clubs at all.
It's crazy. I mean, there's parts, you know what I'm saying? Like, it just depends on
which ones.
Which one? Because they usually have, like some of the big ones, they'll have like different floors, and they'll have like a certain music on this floor, a certain music on that floor.
Yeah, they'll have bachata here, reggaeton here, and hip hop. But I'm a hip hop guy, and I'm Latin, and I've gone to produce some of the biggest reggaeton records in the world and the biggest Latin records in the world, because I'm a music producer, but I'm hip hop at heart. That's how I grew up. This is what I love, and I'm gonna die being hip hop.
What's your favorite, since you've been doing this, who is your favorite, or album? What's your favorite hip hop album of all time for you?
That I produced?
No.
Ever
that you even ever heard? Could be something that you did, or it could be something somebody else did.
Probably Riding Dirty, UGK. Or
boy, that's what I was gonna get on you about. I'm glad you said that. Oh, I've been wanting you to say Riding Dirty. I'm a UGK fanatic.
He is, bro.
He is.
But when I just basically I seen you on Dun in Houston, and he said Riding Dirty. Why did it become big? No, nigga, Texas Riding Dirty. That put the foundation under it.
Yes.
That album is the best album they ever done to me.
Ever. I mean, that's
so basically when y'all name that song that.
Yeah.
Of course, everybody gonna get on board. Of course, and the music was great. And we gonna get there, but I just like, man, something Ray Charles can see when Stevie wanted to point at it.
Hold up.
You know what I'm saying?
Why is it your favorite to you? Why is it your most favorite?
Yeah, that's right. Well, first of all, I feel like Bun B is one of the greatest lyricists of all times, and that's actually a very, very good friend of mine at this point in my life.
Right.
But at the time, he was one of my favorite rappers. But my favorite rapper, Bun, don't get mad, was Pimp C. Just his draw, his swag.
Boy here, me and him, we own it, ain't we?
And I said, and then I found out that Pimp was a producer, and then he sang on records, like all the soulful vocals and everything. I said, damn, this guy is more than just an MC, and then his message. Then I got to meet Pimp when he got out of jail in 2005.
Just stop the press. Ain't no sense in us even going no further.
I
going
know
too
the
hard
story.
now. We finna get into how you meet Pimp C, because that's what I do on Boss Talk 101. Today is Pimp C birthday.
It is.
And I want you to tell me how you met Pimp, and basically let me understand what that was like.
I'm not starstruck, because me and my brother have had success very, very early on in our career, and I always tell people, like, because people say, what does it feel like to be in a room with so and so or to work? I'm like, when you belong, you never feel it.
Right.
You're just in it. I'm sure you guys have interviewed, and I've seen it, amazing people, and like when you're in your zone and you belong, you don't feel like you're fanning out, right? So when I met Pimp, it was quite opposite because I did. And I was like,
really?
Yes, that's the Pimp C. That for me.
I think that would have messed me over too. I just seen him on the stage. I didn't get to talk to him.
I said, man, and he had just got out of prison. And we were at 7303 Studios in Houston. And I want to say I was working with Slim Thug at the time. But I was in Houston working. And I went to the kitchen, took a break, and Pimp C was in there grabbing something out of the fridge. And I was like, I was afraid to say something because I was like, Pimp, we just don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like I had heard
very outspoken
stories, and I heard how amazing he was. I was like, I just don't want to say nothing. So anyhow, I walked into the kitchen, and he walked around me a couple times. And he said, "You just not gonna sit here and walk past me like we're not gonna speak," because I was locked up. And y'all shit was banging. He said we had a song called Latino Stand Up. That was an underground Latin song that was like very prideful. He said, you had all the Latins in prison loving this shit, man. He said, I love y'all's work. I want to work with you guys. Wow. Is what Pimp said. I said, man, I would love to, man. Just let me know. I'll come back next week. He said, nah, tomorrow.
What? He said tomorrow. Listen, let me tell you something, man. Boy, if that man said tomorrow, did it happen?
Of course. So I was supposed to come back to Dallas from Houston, and I ended up staying another day. I don't know how much of the story, but I'm gonna tell the story.
I'll tell the whole thing. Nothing but the truth. So help me God. Yeah.
Yeah. And Pimp said, "I'm gonna come pick y'all up," and he had the red Bentley at the time.
Yeah. He smashed up the blue one, gray one already, and bought the red.
Yes.
Okay.
And he was trying to sell my brother the Bentley.
Oh,
true story, because he was trying to get out of it. So he was like, I'm going to come pick y'all up. So he picked us up from the hotel. Listen to what I'm saying. My favorite rapper.
Picks you up from the hotel.
In his red Bentley.
That's crazy. It's almost flipped to when Cottonmouth Jesse picked him up in his car.
Okay.
He picked them up at that point. This early on. So this thing, man, It's an amazing thing to hear these stories. So keep going.
And he said,
shout out to Cottonmouth Jesse.
Yes, sir. And he said, we're going to go to the strip club. I said, okay. I said, whatever you want to do, Pimp. So he said, well, we're going to stop at Sharpstown Mall first.
Okay.
So here we go. Pimp C's Bentley. I'm riding shotgun. I'm like, what the fuck, bro? First of all, to me.
That's all.
And I'm just like, I'm hitting the blocks, man. And we get to the mall. We walk around. Everybody loves to see him. He's cool. And then, we end up going to the strip club. But, and he was so polite, man, so nice, so humble, so nice to everybody. And then we started talking music is what really, really, made me just respect him so much more, because he would call me and he would leave me voicemails of melodies of songs.
Wow.
And he would be singing because I was sending him beats.
Right.
Right. And I left him a couple beats on a beat CD, because back then it was the beat CD. So we left the beat CD and he was like, don't give this beat away, because I want to do this on it. And he was singing this soulful, hook. And I was like, this is amazing. And sure enough, just a bit later, I had gotten a couple voicemails from him. I was actually in Los Angeles when this happened.
You was in Los Angeles?
Yeah. And I had just spoke to him 2 days before that. He had left me a voicemail about a song. So we were going to try to link, when that whole thing happened. So, rest in peace to me. He's one of the greatest.
So you basically, you got to really go back and forth with him did y'all get to save any of those tracks?
No, man. We worked on, he did a feature for a couple guys that I ended up producing for.
Which ones was that? Do you remember?
This guy named M. Dot, Hispanic rapper that did something with Pimp C. He's from the area. I don't remember what the other song was, but, I got to be in the studio, and then I got to watch him go to work, and his detail and his flow. I mean, he was killing that.
What was different?
Engineer.
What was different about him than
detail? Just detail. Just like him. Just if the verse was slightly just a little behind, he knew to move it just a little bit this way. You know what I'm saying?
He knew.
Man, he was just special, man. Just you hear all the outspoken things about Pimp and his message about the South and Texas and, the Dirty Third, all that, right?
Yeah.
Which I'm a huge fan of, but musically, the guy was incredible. He was just amazing. His ear, the way he could come up with melody, and then his flow, just one of a kind. You know?
It'd have to be true, because from Mr. Lee, Steve Belo, everybody that I talked to on here, KLC from Beats by the Pound, Moby Dick just left the other night, talked about it. It's something about Pimp in that studio that people really love to see him not only work, but the way he was, the courtesy he had for others in there as well. I never went in there with him, but just the stories that surrounded everybody can't be telling the same story, you know what I mean? And it not be true. So thank you so much for that. So when you, basically, I want to talk about just Chamillionaire, like, and Riding Dirty. How did y'all come up with that name, and did y'all even remotely think about, you know, Pimp C, the project Riding Dirty? Just let's talk about the real now. I want to hear the truth.
I'm gonna sip a little bit, because I never really told the story.
No, you gonna tell it today, because this boss talking. I'm a UGK Bun B Pimp C fanatic. They know it. Well, Bun know it for sure.
Yeah, you are, and so am I. And
you've seen the show, so you know it.
No, I guess. I mean, that's why I even love it. So I'm so much more connected to you guys.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because it's culture, you know, and I understand. I lived it. I was a part of it.
That's right.
I love it. It's interesting with Riding Dirty, because Riding Dirty to me is a hip hop classic.
It is. It is.
Obviously, it was a mainstream.
Yes, it blew up.
You know, and it was our first #1 Billboard Hot 100 single.
It was huge.
It was massive, 5 million ringtones at the time, et cetera, et cetera. And I was 23 years old at the time. My brother was 21, so we didn't know what the fuck we were doing. We just had a #1 worldwide record with Chamillionaire, which, by the way, the song was not supposed to go on his album.
Okay. It wasn't even supposed to go on there.
No, we could talk about it now, you know, and I respect Cam for everything. We haven't spoken in years because we just didn't see eye to eye on how all that.
Really? So it was kind of like a disconnect with, hey, man, I didn't like the way it went, but we respect what happened. Well, but and you never did talk about the success of it or anything.
He has, you know, and I mean.
No, with you and him.
No. In fact, he forgot to thank me for the 22 awards that he won that year at every major.
He never said nothing about
y'all. He never said Play-N-Skillz.
At 22 awards.
Yeah, whatever the fuck it was. I'm just counting 22.
You like Emmett Smith.
MTV, Grammys.
He never said thanks to Play-N-Skillz.
No, never. In fact, he almost forgot us at when he was doing the platinum plaques giveaway, and we were there. It was in Houston. He did a party for the album going platinum. We were literally the last guys to be thanked on that.
Really?
Yeah. So I've always had a problem with Chamillionaire about that.
Did it seem like it wasn't sincere?
It was definitely malicious. You know what I'm saying? It was,
wow.
Yeah. You know, and I respect Cam. I felt like, I'm gonna be honest with you, I think Cam could have been one of the greatest MCs that Texas has ever had.
No, he was one.
Yeah, but he didn't get there.
He didn't keep going. But when he was in his prime, in his time,
that's fine.
He was hard to me.
That's fine, but you know, 2 or 3 years of that is not enough.
Oh, here he go. He can't be a legend.
No, because that's the thing I was trying to figure out.
See, my wife mad at him anyway because he wouldn't come to her side of the stage when we watched him perform. She might have forgot that.
I don't remember all that.
That sounds like him.
I don't remember all that.
And listen, I've been friends with.
You let it go.
Don't let it go. It's okay. Listen, I've known Chamillionaire and Paul Wall since we were 17, 18 years old. We were still in high school. They were getting started.
We grew up kind of together.
Yeah, we grew up together.
In this game, for sure.
Doing music.
But I had a question. Something you said. You said he didn't put it on his, he did put it on. He wasn't supposed to be on his or this album, whatever. But I'm trying to figure out. So when you produce something and I'm the rapper and, you know, we put it all together, who says what goes on what? Is it not my project, so I put whatever I want on whatever?
It could be. It should ultimately be the artist's choice.
Right. So,
but there are managers, there are record companies, there are A&Rs that want to force certain songs. Now, there's different reasons why people would want a song on the album. One, which is supposed to be the only reason, is because the song is great.
Right.
2, somebody might have a producer that they manage that they want them to get on the album, so they have a song produced. 3, one of the A&Rs could be a writer on another song that he just wants to get on. So there's so many politics in that.
So what was the reason why it wasn't supposed to be on there? And
so, and again, this is facts, and he can debate it if he'd like. I don't give a fuck at this point because you know the song is history. Nobody's going to take that from us, but I felt like we never got our just due at what we did in this, because I felt like we could have been, Play-N-Skillz and Chamillionaire could have been so much more special, because every time we connected on underground records, and that was our first mainstream record, they were always classics. They were always big records. We understood melody. And if you understand Chamillionaire, his real gift away from him being an amazing MC is that he could hold melody and sing on choruses.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Let's think about this.
That's right.
03, 04, 05, he was one of the first that was singing on records. This is before Drake made everybody else sing. Mm-hmm. Cam was on some Nate Dogg shit. This is before T-Pain singing on choruses. We were melodic in our production, so the connection was amazing. So we were all disappointed that when it was time to go worldwide, we couldn't connect. So Riding Dirty was the final song on the album. In fact, Crazy Bone didn't even know who Chamillionaire was when he went into the studio. Wow. And he said this on tons of interviews.
Yeah.
He did.
Y'all had met him before on that earlier track.
Because we had Freaks.
That's right.
The world has too many freaks.
Mm-hmm.
And Crazy Bone was...
he was on the remix, right?
Yeah, yeah. So Crazy Bone went into the studio saying, well, that was great. And I said, well, look, man, there's this guy who's underground, Chamillionaire. He's about to get a deal. He's going to be massive. You should be a part of this album. And he's like, I trust you guys. Where do you want me to rap? Wow. So the original chorus actually had Skillz singing the chorus of the demo.
Really?
Okay.
Yeah, but it wasn't called Riding Dirty because if anybody knows Chamillionaire, he doesn't drink, he doesn't smoke, and he don't curse.
That's right.
So the original song was about an incident about me driving a little lit with a warrant, and that was what the song was kind of about.
Okay.
Cam was very, very smart at changing the lyrics of the record to where it sounded more general.
Right.
They see me rolling, they hating instead of I have warrants, they hating. That was our take on it originally.
So it would have been, I have warrants.
I don't remember exactly.
They hating.
Yeah, something along the line of that. I don't remember the exact lyrics. I still have the demo of the version.
Wow.
But that was the version that Crazy Bone rapped on. Before that, Chamillionaire came and changed the lyrics, made it Riding Dirty, which was the genius of it.
Right.
In that, right? Now,
so he named it Riding Dirty.
He did.
Okay.
100%.
That's dope.
You see what I'm saying? I'm fair on both sides. You know what I'm saying? Like, facts are facts at this point. And the problem was that when we went into the studio in Houston to do it, and he heard Crazy Bone's verse, he says, it's great. If you listen to the record, we're talking about a classic here, trying to tell me to Riding Dirty, trying to catch me riding dirty. That repeats, right? He was beefing with a guy that repeated everything he rapped about at the time.
Mike Jones.
There you go.
Sure was. Okay. I remember that.
Okay, so remember Cam put out a mixtape, dissing Mike Jones.
That's right.
Mixtape Messiah.
Damn sure did. I remember it.
So Mike's whole thing was that he repeated lines, he repeated verses. So Chamillionaire was like, I don't want the chorus repeating because it sounds like a Mike Jones record. I said, well, no, that's the fucking hook.
Wow.
What are you talking about? So we argued for a little bit. He left the studio, and then I told the engineer, fuck that. Make that shit repeat. This is how it's going to sound like a hit record.
Wow.
So that was the version. Why Cam was against this version going on there. The key to this was this guy named Charles Chavez from Houston, Texas, who was managing Chamillionaire at the time. He kind of forced the song to stay on, telling Chamillionaire, the song is a hit. Give me one song that I get to at least choose to be on this album. He chose that song, went on the album. First single was Lil Flip, Scott Storch, Chamillionaire. Turn it up?
Turn it up, yeah. But going back to that, you forced the repeat on it, and that's why he didn't like the song.
I think so. Because it had Mike Jones.
At the time they were beefing and he didn't Essence, right.
Mike Jones repeating, Mike Jones, who Mike Jones? Right, he did that, right? So Riding Dirty kind of...
I said back, he always said, I said he'd go...
Which was genius, by the way.
It was marketing like hell.
It was
marketing like hell.
But if you listen to all hit songs, choruses usually repeat. Like, they're pretty easy to sing along with. And we were trying to make that.
That's how you hypnotize the audience.
Of course. And we were trying to create that. It wasn't that we were trying to do it our way. We definitely weren't trying to do it Mike's way. Shout out to Mike, but no, we weren't trying to do what Mike was doing. It was just what was best for the record. We believed at the time. So went on the album, Turn It Up came out, did cool, did great, right? Southern Takeover came out after that with Killer Mike and Pastor Troy, Chamillionaire. Cool. The manager, Charles Chavez from Houston, said, fuck that. I need to leak Riding Dirty to radio. So that was not a radio single. That was not supposed to happen. Charles leaked that goddamn song to Houston radio and to Dallas radio and started working it back when radio needed to be worked for songs. And as soon as it hit the radio,
it went crazy.
God said,
And
that's
so
it.
I remember hearing it again. So I guess I got to ask Chamillionaire about this Riding Dirty name and why he went with that. Did he ever tell you?
No.
Or did he ever tell you how it came up?
No, but I'm gonna believe, and I think in my soul I believe that it was homage to UGK and
that's
like,
what I thought
that
too.
whole thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I've always heard the term just being from here, from Texas. You know what I'm saying? So I understood what it was, and it was a genius way of tying what I was trying to say in the record. Mine was a little more dirtier because at the time, drinking and smoking might have been a part of my life.
Yes.
Right. So I write and my brother write according to what's going on in my life. Right. So I think Cam was like, I love the idea, love the melody, but the lyrics don't fit me, which is genius in his own way of him saying, you know what? I can find a better way of saying this that more people will understand and and get this. It doesn't just have to be about drinking or drugs in the car, whatever that message of Riding Dirty was. Because that's kind of like what it is when you, that's what Riding Dirty is, right?
Of course.
Like, shit, I'm riding dirty, cops pulled me over, you know what I'm saying? Like that type of thing. So he found a genius way. They see me rolling. Those three, that right there is just a slogan itself. But I think the connection to UGK and to Texas is what made it so much more powerful.
That's what I think too.
Because that was the soul in that song.
You got to realize how powerful Riding Dirty was, man, to even go gold, never having a video. Ever.
Bro.
Never had no visuals, nothing.
It's
just
amazing, bro.
Just
amazing.
Something to ride to.
So that album inspired me, and sure enough, we end up winning a Grammy. And I don't want to just talk about the negative stuff because, of course, I'm proud and will always be happy that we were a part of that. And shout out to Cam, and I wish we would have done so much more.
Man, let me tell
I
you
don't believe.
something.
Hold on, I have to say it because I always put everything back to spirituality because I don't believe that anything happened that wasn't supposed to happen.
For sure.
You understand?
Yeah.
It because you said it wasn't supposed to be on there, but it really was. Maybe just under your,
Well, my eyes, it wasn't.
In your eyes, but in God's eyes, that's what was supposed to happen.
Well, and as we get into more into the conversation, that's really how me and my brother's whole career has happened.
Right.
Is the things we thought were supposed to happen didn't happen, and then in a crazy way, all these things happened. Starting with Riding Dirty, and with Chamillionaire, and all that.
The one thing I can absolutely say is that the song was dope. Who the video with Tiny Luster and all that stuff was hard, boy.
Yeah, I mean, we saw Big Tug get body slammed in the fucking video. What the fuck, bro? And Tug's my man. I was like, bro, when I was sitting, I was like, oh, Tug, like you're 6'6", dude. You're getting body slammed by Tiny. What the fuck's going on? Now the video was shot in West Dallas. Here in Dallas.
Damn, I didn't know that. I didn't realize.
Yeah. So that was cool too for us because it was actually shot here in Dallas. That
was a big budget they had to put behind that then, wasn't it?
Oh yeah. Well, that's when the budgets was
very high.
Yeah, that's when the directors were ripping everybody off.
Exactly. That's exactly right, man. So that basically tells me that you guys but you had that when your first time working with him. You worked with the Color Changing Clique, and you worked with Pow Wow and him together. How was that experience?
My experience with Paul Wall and Cam was they were two different people at all times. I mean, really? they were almost like me and my brother in a crazy way. Like, Cam was like overthinker, precise, didn't want to do too much, and Paul was the people's champ. Right? So I got to work with both of them on their early Get Your Mind Correct and all the mixtapes and stuff like that, which led into Riding Dirty. Thank God we got to have a big, record. But that was also a time where you had to choose people. Think about this. Now I'm going to take you back, right? We did
Get Your Mind Correct. That whole thing was banging, too.
Bro, amazing.
That's right. It's one of the coldest ones to this day.
Bro, their punchlines were crazy at the time, you know? So before we did Riding Dirty, we did Lil Flip, You Gotta Feel Me album.
Yeah.
Right? So that was just one thing after another. Was just timing. And again, it goes back to this Texas thing, us being from Dallas, but I'm producing Paul Wall, Chamillionaire, Lil Flip. I'm producing all Houston artists. I haven't got to Dallas yet because the scene hadn't really just.
Well, you could have worked with Lucia, one of them, Mr. Lucia Pookie. You could have.
If Kevin A would allow me to do it.
There you go. It could have been went down. Who else was you think about the history of Dallas when you think about I was just talking about this with Roddick D the other night. It goes deep, man, when it come down to Nemesis, Snake, and all of that.
That's right.
This wasn't no joke. Snake. This stuff here was serious. Even before you guys came in the game, you had guys here, like I said, Cottonmouth Jesse and all these guys. These guys was indebted to building a foundation as well. There are eras, as you already said, and that was a strong era for you because Houston had jumped off at that time.
Right.
Houston had jumped off in a major way at that time. Far as when you look at the Screwed Up Clique, but it was more so even what them boys, man, come on, man. It came later though. Switch the House.
Yeah, Switch House.
You know, like just they. I think and they're the fourth, if not third, biggest city in the United States.
Of course, man. And they have their culture. It was just, you know, and this is what I'm gonna say about Dallas. It's our business has never just been aligned the right way.
Yeah, because Gator Man was here then.
Yeah,
don't play now. You
Gator's
know
dope.
who Gator Man is?
Of course I know what Gator Man is. Of course. But, and I love all the stuff. What I'm saying to you is
I'm just giving y'all some people who's out here. That's all.
No, 100%. And I'm a fan. And bruh, Crook for Life is a classic.
Think of somebody else.
You know, but we were just being born in the music business of Dallas. You know what I'm saying? We were just being born. Houston was already established. Rap-A-Lot was already there
going in
since the late 80s. You know what I'm saying?
Rap-A-Lot was that's the key foundation for
Houston.
For not only Houston, even Master P and Birdman, them, all of them, everybody.
But my point is that they had already established that we were just getting started in Dallas. We happened to be blessed by Lil Flip and the Houston guys that took us in and said, all right, you guys can produce for us. They could have easily been like, nah, we're going to use some H-Town guys, not these two Dallas Latin guys producing our records. But, you know, the power of music allows that to happen, man. And,
that's right.
You know, and Flip, you know, shout out to Lil Flip, man, you know, because he opened these doors for us, man. He was the first real rapper to rap on one of our beats.
How was it meeting Lil Flip early on? That Lil Flip that was with Hump. That's who you talking about?
That's right. That's right.
Okay, talk to me about it. And I really, you know, I have not really jumped into the Flip lane on this show. And the reason being is because he ain't been on Boss Talk. And we talk FaceTime and all kind of stuff. But I was like, nah, it's kind of like you. Remember when you seen me and you like, they don't really talk about Play-N-Skillz on Boss Talk like that. It's a reason for that.
That's right.
Because we hear everybody in the United States flying in, jumping on Boss Talk.
Yeah, I got to come do it.
And you said that night. You're 100%. Like, I got to stop by Boss Talk 101. It's doing too much for the culture.
That's right. And I'm about that, you know, and I'm sure Flip will when the time is right.
Yeah, when the time is right. We just ain't done it yet. We talked FaceTime. We were going to do it. It was a few other things that kind of threw things off.
I'm sure.
Here. But I'm really this. I just told y'all the store been here for 20 years. Everything we do, we come up with here.
That's right.
My kids growed up here.
That's right.
So everything we doing is about here,
it's
us,
culture.
The culture.
It is.
And nothing is fake. Nothing is made up. This is just who we are.
But that's why I wanted to come here even more, is because I wanted to come talk that, and then I wanted to put it on a platform, work with the platform that understood the culture and stood by the culture. So our story makes sense, even though we might be today in a whole different global, because you're supposed to grow. You're supposed to do that. You know, but my roots are here. My best stories are in this. You know what I'm saying? Including Flip, man.
Let me say first of all, before I get off Flip, one of the coldest dudes to come through. SUC, all of the stuff that was going on during that time. I listened to his music. I played his music. I rode with him when he went against T.I. We got our ass handed to us.
Yeah,
but I still rode with him. You know what I'm saying?
I was there.
Yeah, I done had a lot of stories. ESG gave me some dope stories on that. Everybody done gave me dope stories on that.
You know.
But we ain't gonna get in that. We gonna do your Flips. What you about to say about working with Flip?
Yeah.
We gotta get that. We'll go back to that though.
Yes.
But
I'm cool with that too. You know, Flip was an experience because that was my first record that I actually produced. That was a major. Remember, Flip just came off of I Can Do That, This Is the Way We Ball, Sucker Free Records.
Nigga was killing it.
He was killing it. And then he got to a point where he was getting ready to make You Gotta Feel Me album, which was the next album he had to deliver to his label with Hump. He was having some problems with Hump. I'm sorry. And he found us as a production group that had a studio in Dallas and felt like I can come make my record here comfortably. I met Flip at Club Life in 2002, maybe. He was playing a show. Flip was always iconic. Jamie's Rhythm, whatever event was going on in Dallas, this guy would sell out. There'd be traffic for the Freestyle King to come and do underground screw and chop songs. This guy, Lil Flip, who could freestyle forever. So I'm a fan, number one. And then I thought to myself, how am I going to get on as a producer if I don't get somebody that's big to rap on one of my beats? So I had to get to Lil Flip, was my thought process at the time.
Yes, sir.
So I went to Club Life. Flip was playing. He was in the VIP. I never forget, he must have had 10 Cristal bottles around him, a group of people, and we approached him. We were like, you want to do a feature tomorrow morning on one of my beats? And he was like, yeah, holla at whoever. And they wanted, I don't know, I think it was like 10 grand for him to do it at the time. I have no goddamn $10,000. But I still invited him to the studio. I was like, hopefully I can sway him with my studio and my beats, and for half of the price maybe. And he ended up coming to the studio, sure enough. And he looked around at my studio at the time. He said, is this yours? He said, yeah, this is me and my partners. And he said, all right. And then I played him beats, and he goes, this you and your brother's beats? You know, he's just looking at us like, nah. Yes. I said, okay, cool. So he ends up doing the feature for half of the price, takes a couple beats. I don't hear from him from a couple weeks. The reason I say that is because this changed my life. Back then, we had these Nextels that could chirp.
That's right. That's right.
I remember those.
Now, from the streets, you understand why you would need to chirp, right? Okay, so
yeah, because you don't want nobody recording.
Yeah, so we got our chirp thing going on with our people, and you know, in the whole little nine, and sure enough, Flip ends up chirping me on the phone and says, "You in Dallas play?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "Man, can I come record? How much you gonna charge me to rent the studio?" I said, "Nothing." And this is my story to everybody. It's like, we didn't charge him shit. You worried about your $50 an hour at a fucking studio time instead of the opportunity.
Right.
And sure enough, Flip came. He never left. He was there for a year. He stayed in Dallas for a year to record You Gotta Feel Me.
Wow.
And we gave him all the studio time he wanted. We worked with him. I became his DJ. I was booking shows. I mean, we were getting money together, and we were growing into Flip's next stage.
Wow, and that's
all the way up to the T.I. situation. Then,
well, when I just said all the way up to the T.I. situation,
I had to jump off the train, bro. At that point,
you didn't want to smoke.
I had my own smoke at the time.
You like, I ain't got. You had your own smoke with
Flip.
Y'all had fell out.
Yeah.
Over the music.
Oh, before the T.I. thing.
Right during all that, it all happened. All
during the same
What
time.
happened with you and Flip to fall off?
It wasn't even necessarily just me and him. It was people in his circle. It was lawyers. It was us understanding the business.
Is this before he signed or when he signed the Sony? Was it the Sony?
That once he signed the deal with Sony.
That's when it happened.
Because there was a recording budget that got opened up.
That's right.
I didn't know what a recording budget was. I was just producing. I was broke, walking to the studio. Like a studio that was mine but not mine. Man, I got my first kid about to be born, and then I go, wait, but you got X amount of money for a recording budget? Like, can I just get some of this to...
He couldn't get it.
It was not even in his hands. You know what I'm saying? He didn't really understand. It was, you know, he had a lawyer involved, this and that, and it just got complicated. And things started happening so fast, and then the T.I. thing came.
Did you ask him about it, though?
I never got around to it because I was just...
So if you didn't ask him about it...
It's my fault.
It's your fault.
I agree. Now, 20 years later...
Yeah. I always keep it 100 when it comes to stuff
that's
like
why
that.
I'm not here to back.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm not bad talking him because we didn't know.
Because if he didn't have an understanding and you didn't have... The first deal, I remember Nelly saying he lost so much money the first deal. Every time you do a first deal or get into a situation, and he had his own thing going on with Hump and all that other stuff. So he had some shit going.
He had a bunch of shit going. He was doing it by himself. We were just trying to help, and we were happy to be a part of the ride. We didn't jump off because of the T.I. thing. It just, business got complicated because of T.I. T.I. kind of just came in there and did what he was supposed to do. Now, I was there. When we went to the stadium here in Dallas, rest in peace, DJ Wody, and Paul Wall was T.I.'s DJ.
Okay.
And T.I. was performing, and Flip ended up coming. Wody asked him to come to the stadium. At the time, that's when all these teenagers were there. And Flip showed up to the shit and shut this thing down in the middle of T.I.'s motherfucking performance, bro.
He shut it down?
Shut it down. All the kids ran to Flip. And T.I. was like, I just kind of...
Is that where the beef started?
I don't know if that's why it started. I don't think that's why it started, but I think that
That contributed.
It definitely contributed to that.
He seen Flip just pull him away like that.
I mean, Flip is Flip. We in Texas, baby.
So
you know what I'm saying?
So when this happens, the beef stuff don't start at that point.
It's in the middle of it.
It's about to go down.
Yeah, I mean that remember Flip did the lean back freestyle was the first real official shot.
Yeah.
In that. Now, mind you, I was Flip's tour DJ at the time. I didn't go to Europe when he went and did that because I definitely would have told Flip, who's my friend at the time, man, let's just stay away from this little dude, T.I., man, because he's off the chain. And you got your shit. We don't need this. It was my perspective. In all due respect to Flip. Looking at hindsight, I can say that now. Back then it was probably a whole different language. But, our thing started to just go itself, Play-N-Skillz. So we had to make a decision about what we're going to do. Do we want to be involved with what's going on here? Or do we want to take control of our career and do what we need to do?
Yeah, I was pretty upset with Flip and T.I. at that time. I'm a music consumer, so you got to think I'm a consumer of the music. And I'm like, I don't know, for some reason, it was like Flip did to me. He didn't stay on his square on doing it the way he do it. I think he was trying to get out his element and go rap battle with this dude the way he rap. Well, I just felt like if he'd have kept it Texas and freestyle kinging it and doing what he doing and staying in his lane, he'd have stayed true to who he was. I think he'd have stood strong.
I mean, because let's just be real. Flip was already an underground legend before T.I. had even popped up.
Exactly. I wanted him to stay true to that.
So, yeah, but, as an MC, you might get challenged. And I felt like Flip, deep down, something in him felt like he needed to be an MC.
I think he should have left that alone.
Possibly.
If he'd left it alone, stayed true to just freestyling, doing his thing, doing it his way, the Texas way, I think it would have held him through. 100%. But once you step out there and start trying to battle with these rhymes, the way this guy doing his songs, he taking you out of your comfort zone. That's the way I felt. Now, I'm just a consumer. I'm not no rapper.
Yeah, and then T.I. is feeding off of young, fresh energy. Like, T.I.'s ready to go at it with anybody at the time. He just won it.
I just think it would have even been a closer battle if Scarface hadn't said, I don't even know it. I think I said what I said. Yeah. That hurt me.
That mixtape right there.
You see what I'm saying? When he said that, I think that right there took the whole breath out of Texas.
Yeah.
When Scarface say, I don't know him. He Cloverland. He saved from Cloverland. Don't make me play it because it's all the way.
No. I know exactly.
I will add it in there. When he did that, that was the part right there that I think pushed pretty much everything into and T.I. could rap his ass off anyway. He didn't need no help.
Yeah,
what I'm saying.
But it definitely
right there hurt
that was
us.
a cosign that
I didn't understand that.
But let me say this though, man, because a lot of people forget about this too. Flip helped a lot of people in this as well, and there were people that didn't stand up for Flip that should have stood up for Flip during this beef time.
Who did he help that should have stood up? That was pivotal at that time. Because
maybe not somebody that was prominent and powerful enough to make a stake in it, but think about Flip did a lot of freestyles. I know because I was working for him, and I'm defending him at this point because I don't think that this story gets told enough as well. Okay. Even though I had my issues because we were young guys just learning the business. Man. We had just got on and figured out, we produce a platinum record. This is what we're supposed to get. This is how it works. Flip went independently away from Sucker Free. Remember, Hump handled everything for Flip.
That's right.
All Flip did was show up and rap.
That's right.
Then Flip learned the business. He goes, wait a minute. I'm supposed to do publishing works like this, royalties work like this. So Flip's growing. Mind you, Flip is 23, 24 years old. He's not 35 years old in the game. He's still a young guy. Flip got on early. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
People forget that he also did a lot of freestyles and raps for a lot of people in neighborhoods and pockets in Texas and all this stuff that he did on the string, that he did for very cheap, that he helped people out. And when T.I. he was the new hot thing. Everybody started going T.I.
Oh yeah, Slim Thug them did Three Kings, him and Bun. This tip got
you feel me? So
it flipped on him to where it flipped on Flip.
I know, I saw it and I was like,
but was Flip arrogant? I gotta interview Flip, man. I want to talk to him.
I mean, Flip is he's a Pisces, number one. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's like I said, I was really good friends with Flip. Like, we spent nights together.
When last time y'all talked?
Oh man, maybe 10 years.
You ain't spoke to Flip in 10 years?
Nah, man.
I spoke to him since you have.
And if you see him today, would you actually like apologize to him about, you know, you when you were younger, you didn't know this, that, whatever, and like just to try to mend the bridge? Would you ever try to do that?
You know, let me tell you something. I think that he's been able to make a living doing what he loves for a very long time. We both do. We both understand what the business is and the bag. I mean, we have kids that are roughly the same age. This is how close I am to him. We have birthdays that are near to each other.
Wow.
Like, we were really, really good friends. We spent a year and a half making a whole record together very young in his transition stage and my upstage in doing this. So I will always respect Lil Flip for giving me an opportunity. I don't give a fuck what happened, because he was the first rapper to rap on a Play-N-Skillz beat and say Play-N-Skillz and credit me and give me 17 of the 19 songs on You Gotta Feel Me were my records. And that changed my life. That got me my first publishing deal. That got me on the road of me actually producing somebody that counted, that led into Riding Dirty and all the other hits that I had in my career. So to answer your question, if I was C-Flip, I would be thankful and grateful if he had the same energy. And if not, then we just leave it where it's at. You know what I'm saying? It's cool too either way. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not into any of that. You know, I'm in a really great place in my career.
Y'all both went on to scale and do great things, both of y'all.
That's my point. Is both of y'all that's a blessing, ain't it? It's like, I mean, we could be saying after that nothing happened, because after Riding Dirty, nothing happened for Chamillionaire.
That's by choice, though.
It don't matter.
I guess I'm going to have to say that's by choice. If he had wanted to do anything,
it would have worked, right?
He could have did
Okay, but there's only one.
With anybody.
There's only one finish line.
Yeah, he just didn't.
That's it. He didn't finish the race.
To do technical stuff. You know that.
That's cool. I might have done the same thing. Maybe. It depends. We don't really know what it was. But you know what? The pressure of the music business also gives you, it gives people excuses to run away from competing. Right? No, because
even competing with yourself.
That's what I'm saying. His second album, after You Got Riding Dirty, and it's a #1 record, Billboard Hot 100 all around the world, most played song on the radio, most downloaded song, multi-platinum. Most people do not come back after that. They can't make another one like that. It's next to impossible. The percentages are so low. He had a lot of pressure to make another Riding Dirty. In fact, the president of Universal Records, the managers, everybody was like, get back in the studio with Cam, make another Riding Dirty. We attempted to make another one. Yeah. You know, so I think the pressure of that, it's easier for you to go, fuck that, I invested and I made $50 million over here. I don't need to be in the music business.
Oh, so it's pretty much it's an easy out. Is what
that's what I think.
And here's another way to look at it though. He also, you know, he ain't by himself. No. I look at Dr. Dre the same way.
Yes, bro. Yeah,
Meaning, when you make huge songs and you make this, and a lot of people tell me, and I know you're gonna see this. To me, it's hard to. I agree with the fact it's hard to come back and do something bigger because so many expectations on you, and you ain't got nothing to prove if you bread it up.
I mean,
if you bread it up, why you don't have nothing to prove.
I understand him, and I said, why do that to yourself? Why put yourself in that type of pressure? Except for, this is hip hop. This is what we do. We compete. This is what we do. You're supposed to want more. You're supposed to be challenged, right? LeBron can't quit after his first championship. He needs 6. Because Jordan got 6. That's and Kobe, right. Like, what are we doing here, Cam? We had an opportunity to take this Texas sound globally. This is a fact, and I'll say this in defense to Chamillionaire. Riding Dirty was the biggest song in that era of everything that was happening with Houston. Riding Dirty was the one that went #1. That's not right. Paul Wall's record, not Bun the Legend, not Mike Jones, not
Slim
Kiki,
Thug.
not Slim Thug, who had Pharrell and everybody else, and Slim is my brother and everybody. The one song that went worldwide was Riding Dirty. That's was, or Riding as we call it officially, right?
Right.
Like, that was the one song. So with that being said, we got to that plateau and I was like, yo, Cam, in my head, I was like, we're about to go on this Dr. Dre, Nate Dogg, Snoop vibe of making records, because every time Dr. Dre, Nate Dogg, and Snoop connected, it was a hit. I felt like we were a version of Dr. Dre from Texas, and I felt that Cam was Nate Dogg and Snoop all in one.
All in one. Wow.
Could sing and rap on a record. I thought that was so special in doing that. So, mind you, everybody's 23, 24 years old, making millions of dollars. Popular as all hell. There's no social media. There's no what we think is going to happen. So, being young guys, I think, had a lot to do with it, man. So, again, I'm not here to bash anybody. I'm here to tell the truth as well.
Yeah, no, I'm enjoying hearing the damn history. That's what you're telling me.
We only in 05.
I wouldn't have never knew the whole way you felt about it. I knew you was a big deal in it, though. I did know that. You couldn't do nothing without y'all back in the day. And y'all looked alike, you and your brother, really, back then. Y'all looked just alike to me. I'm like, which one of these niggas is this?
Yeah.
Y'all looked a lot alike when y'all was young.
That's right. Well, we went by the twins at one point.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, and then I started drinking and I put on a little weight.
But when I look at you guys first coming out, man, just going back a little bit, because you did speak on it a little bit, I want to talk more in detail about Crazy Bone and how y'all built that relationship just up front. You know what I mean? Of course, the song, but y'all put him on. It was the remix y'all put him on, right?
Yeah. So the thing is Bone Thugs and Harmony is my brother's favorite group of all time.
Really?
Yeah. So when we first started DJing, I remember my brother having vinyl and lyric sheets and every CD of Bone Thugs and Harmony. I mean, T-shirts, and he went to a concert by himself. Like, he was that much of a fanatic. Wow. So full circle, right? We end up meeting Crazy Bone through a guy named Steve Lobel, who managed Bone Thugs and Harmony, also managed Nipsey Hussle, and like Steve is an OG. He got us in the room with Bone, and that was like one of our first interactions with a real artist. Now imagine my brother, being a massive fan, goes right into the studio with Crazy Bone. The guy that he used to buy the CD, the lyrics.
He loved it.
Loved it. And to be able to do that. So the fact that I felt like Crazy felt like these guys are really talented and they love doing it is why he kept in communication with us and opened the door for a ride, and even trusting us getting on a song that he knew nothing of. He didn't know who Chamillionaire was. He didn't know who Riding Dirty the Slang was. Nothing. You know what I'm saying? He just trusted the sound.
Yeah.
That meant a lot.
I want to go back to that song y'all put him on, though. Y'all didn't, that was somebody else's beat and all kind of stuff y'all got caught up in.
Yeah. So that was The World Has Too Many Freaks.
The World Has Too Many Freaks.
And that was so that's a funny thing. That's funny because sometimes I go places and they play it. I'm like, bro, like 25 years later, you going like, because, you know, me and my brother are rapping and singing on that song, and we never wanted, we were DJ producers. Like, we didn't want to rap and sing on records.
Who convinced y'all to do it?
The rappers that didn't show up.
It's that easy, them kicking people out of the studio type feel. That's early on, right?
Well, it wasn't even kicking nobody. No,
I say that's something happening out of the damn blue.
It was just about, well, you know, again, God's plan always, brother.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? That's it. So these guys weren't coming to the studio. We're making beats and we're paying for a little studio that we got. I'm like, bro, you guys don't want to make it? And my brother, you know, again, him being like this talented guy, starts writing bars. Number 1, number 2, 8 bars. And then he writes me a verse. And he's like, you know, how we gonna rap it? You know, it's like, obviously I'm a big hip hop fan, so I can rap along to a song, but you know, it's gonna take me a little, you know, I'm not a gifted MC at doing this, but I know how to structure a song, right? And I know how to produce a record, and I understand the chorus. So anyways, we ended up doing the verse, and Adina Howard was in town.
That's Adina Howard.
So Adina Howard was in town playing a show, and these guys that we know said, I came to them as I saw that Adina was in town, and I said, is there any way we can get Adina Howard to sing this chorus? Because she had Freak in the Morning, Freak that song, right? And she had T-shirt in my panties on, of course, classic.
That's right.
And I said, this works with what we're doing. And we sampled Moments of Love, bum, 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 which we never fucking cleared. Which
they didn't clear it. They just sampled it.
Well,
but that's early on.
22 years old, 21 years old, and here we are courting Adina Howard to come to the studio, and she wanted her limo, her fucking grapes, her candles.
I got everything.
We got all of it, brother. And so for her to show up, I needed Adina to sing on this record.
She came in there. How did she come when she came? What did she say?
She was actually sweet, nice. She was super sweet, nice, but, you know, she wanted her driver, her limo, her grapes, the temperature, and that was my first experience of like,
you like, we got to do it. How much they run y'all, man?
I didn't pay for it. I didn't pay for it. Oh. Luckily, I was blessed to have a
partner that had a limo.
I had a couple partners that invested in us early on and saw the vision. Yeah, shout out to them. You know, and you know, she showed up and she recorded the record, and she trusted the vision. After I had Adina on it, I took it to Crazy Bone. I said, you know, what do you think about this? I was like, we just want you to sing along the guitar. The world has too many freaks.
Yeah. Just
sing that melody and do a rap. He's like, all right, cool. Did it. Didn't think nothing of it. And the same guy that broke Riding Dirty, Charles Chavez, who was a radio guy, he worked in the record business, radio guy, takes it to Skip Cheatham at K104. And he says, I got this record with these guys that are local. Just play it. Let me know what you think. They played at the top 8 at 8. Fucking blows the fuck up. Didn't it? This is when people had to call in and request it.
That's right.
And that shit blew up. And 3 months later, I was on a stage holding the mic all fucked up because I wasn't no goddamn rapper.
He's like, I got to learn stage presence. But how was that? We got to talk about that.
It was awful. It was awful because I didn't know my voice. As a DJ, I know how to rock the mic different. As a DJ, but that's different from a performer, right?
Right.
So, you know, I didn't even really know my lyrics. It wasn't supposed to happen. But it did, and then we started getting the phone calls. Back to your quinceañeras and all that. Let's talk about that because I made a killing doing that.
Oh yeah, you did.
Because you know what? Every weekend in Texas, there's going to be a fucking quinceañera.
That's right.
Somewhere.
And I'm gonna tell you where we got smart. I went to Sunset High School. I went to Irving High School. I went to Nimitz High School, and we performed at all their pep rallies and won all the high school kids.
Oh,
that's
doing that.
So they're gonna call you.
So who are they gonna call when they want that quinceañera?
You.
That's right. And I'm gonna go pick up that bag immediately. For sure. 1,000 a pop, I'm showing up. Whether I can rap or not.
And let me tell you, boy, I ain't gonna lie to you. That was a good time.
Man.
I'm talking about that was a great time, boy. When you think back in those days, them pockets was there, boy. You guys got in at the right time.
And this is what I tell people again too. It was like I was in the era when people were paying for features, when people were paying for beats. This is when the Dope Boys had it.
Mm-hmm.
And God, I don't want to say too many names, but I just know that
they had it, didn't they?
What?
It was up.
It was all the way up. Every time. We're selling 10 packs. You want 10 beats? $5,000?
They got it.
50 bands. I just get the duffel. I said, oh, damn.
Yeah, it was different during that time, man. I remember White Boy Jeremy and some more people. It was people during that time that was doing different stuff, man. You guys came in at a time producing at a time where we didn't have no producer here that everybody was just pointing the finger at. We knew, of course, it was the music had happened, but who did we really have?
Well, you know what's crazy too is
Stephen A?
Kevin A.
Kevin A?
Yeah.
Is that the only one?
I think he was like probably the most mainstream because he had, you know, Lucci and Pookie stuff. I mean, there were by the way, there was a lot of great producers and a lot of
in Dallas.
In Dallas happened, yeah, bro. You know, we happened to be the ones who just figured out a way to get in. We weren't the most talented. I'm sure there were more talented
Well, there's
people.
some big songs that you can tell me with these big, great producers you
No,
saw?
I can't.
Okay, so the great producer shit you saying don't ride with me. I'm a straight consumer.
I'm being tequila humble.
You got to be because
right
I'm looking for the song that you're going to tell me next. When you say something like that.
But again, I go back to like, let's be clear about Dallas's birth. Like we were very early. We were just starting to grow as a city musically, right? Like we didn't understand the business. So even if you were a dope producer, you didn't know how to get your beats to somebody because all the artists that were happening were in Houston. Houston had their own producers. We happened to just connect with Flip very early on in our career and with Paul Wall and Chamillionaire that opened the door for us to be producing those guys. Okay. But in Dallas, there wasn't a lot of, DSR wasn't around, that whole, you know, it was a weird space in that. And Dallas radio at the time did not support their artists the way Houston radio did.
Right.
Let's be clear. That's right. It was very hard. It wasn't that we didn't have the talent. It wasn't that we didn't have the MCs or the producers. We didn't have the culture in this town to understand it. The studios, the business, the managers, the producers, the engineers. So there was a lot of things that were against that. So we had to go 3 hours down south and do what we needed to do to come back and be able to help and do that whole nine. So it was a you know, interesting time, that early 2000s, but that is what helped everything expand for us worldwide. Because after Riding Dirty, it was like, then the phone calls really started happening.
Yeah, the phone calls started happening. You guys, y'all in the mix, y'all doing y'all thing. What is at that point, you guys started to get checks, y'all getting money. Mm-hmm. What was the biggest check you ever got, Play? Mm-hmm. I'm talking about the biggest. Like my boy BigXThaPlug say, the biggest, the largest. You know what I'm saying? What was the biggest check that Play-N-Skillz ever got for producing music? The biggest.
One song or just in
Period. A big check came in. Mm-hmm. I remember 100 million came. Who that? I'd seen Floyd Mayweather got 100 million.
Yeah, we didn't quite get there.
Who else got 100 million? And I believe at one time Birdman them got 100 million or something on something. Yeah. There's been some big money floating around in the music industry too. So what was the biggest that y'all ever got?
I'll say two that I openly feel comfortable talking about.
Well, it's over with now. You guys are not there no more.
So let's be clear, because I
cashed it, didn't you?
I cashed and spent it. So here's the thing, right? Because I watch. I'm a big fan of you guys' podcast. Yeah, of course.
Everybody gonna be watching.
Yeah.
Believe that.
So let me just say this, because sometimes I think we get, and I told you this the first time we met. I said, we kind of get left out of a conversation sometimes.
Y'all do. And I think it's because y'all don't be doing podcasts, or y'all ain't at the radio station no more, or y'all don't talk to us. Your brother, I ain't seen him yet. I just told him the other night, I'm outing you right now. I told you the other night, don't catch that flight back to Miami. I needed you here.
Yeah.
So now you forcing my hand. I got to come back to Miami. I already had planned on it anyway.
We're going to make that happen.
I'm coming and do it over in Miami now.
Yeah, that would be great.
Go ahead.
And then you can see what the money looks like.
I'm coming. I was down there. Then we went after we had talked to you that night. We went to Miami with Cash Money, with their crew.
So, we get left out of the conversation sometimes of the business. So let me just, small education, I guess, not for you guys, but for the listeners that may not know about us in a humble way. We've been doing this since 2003. Today is 2025, right?
Mm-hmm. Try to be 2026 here in a minute.
That's 23 years. I've had a Hot 100 record, Billboard Hot 100 record, every year for 20 years straight, number one.
Whoa.
Okay? In 7 different genres. From K-pop, from K-pop to hip-hop to R&B to electronic music to Latin music.
Every year?
Every year. A top 100 record.
Damn, that's why your brother trying to act hard. I got to go get him, though.
Yeah. So when we talk about money, it's like, and we've had our ups and downs, because I'll say that again, humbly, my first checks I thought were going to come forever. My first check for Riding Dirty was, the first real check that I remember was $93,000 was my publishing check.
Okay.
That I got from ASCAP.
That's a good check.
Yeah, so I got that in my mailbox. Boom, got it. That shit was gone in 2 weeks.
It did all like Shaq did. Shaq said
what's the first thing you bought?
Money. A chain. I bought a big old play chain. I bought 2 motorcycles. I bought my childhood friend an Impala, 1996 Impala SS.
Y'all still friends?
No.
This nigga done ran off with the damn car.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. It's okay. I did my job.
You told him no one time, like Pow Wow say, you can tell somebody yes over and over again, but the one time you tell them no.
You are the asshole forever.
They're done with your ass. I got that from Pow Wow.
So because he's right, and because I thought every 3 months I would get a publishing check right there, right? Because Riding had hit, and that was my first radio check. Now I got another check shortly after that, probably $80,000, and then it started to trickle down, right? Because that's what happens, right? It's like you get paid 9 months after your record comes out, then you get your first international check 18 months after that.
Wow.
So then it varies, and you start thinking it's going to happen, right? Bro, my dad was an illegal immigrant. We came up from nothing, Section 8 apartments in South Irving, Texas. What the fuck was I supposed to know about business? You ain't know about
no damn finance.
I wanted a fucking car. I wanted chains. I wanted my crew to be right. Didn't pay them damn taxes.
Well,
that's
them goddamn taxes. You didn't do them taxes, did you?
I did not either.
See?
Yeah.
How long after did you buy? Because when you kids, you buy everything for yourself first, then you go buy your mom and dad. When did you buy them?
First.
Oh, really?
I bought my mom a house. Was the first thing that I bought.
Okay.
100%. I took her out the hood, bought her a house. Put her up. That was first. And then I sent her back to Venezuela, her home country she hadn't been in 20-something years.
After she got right.
Yeah, but she didn't know that when she came back that she was not going to be living in those apartments.
So it was a surprise.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. She had been living in those apartments for 30-something years in this country.
That's big.
Wow.
And she thought she would never get out of there. When she came back, she had a home.
Wow.
That's what we bought first.
That's dope.
The guilt in spending the money, looking back now,
But you had to do it to learn.
Absolutely. So, that was that. But to answer your question, that was like my first publishing checks. And then, in 2020, we sold our catalog.
What?
Yeah. We sold our catalog. And
wait a minute, you sold your catalog?
Yeah.
2020?
2021 when it got done, I think. But 2020 was a negotiation.
Was it how much you sell that catalog for? Come on out for the price. How much did you do it for?
Double figure M's. Let's just say that.
Got you some millions off of it.
But why sell your catalog when nowadays people are always talking about holding on to it?
Good. That's a great question.
Yeah.
Because now I'm really gonna talk to shit because I'm actually a guy that did that. There's guys that come and talk, but they've never actually done it.
Right.
With #1 records, with songs that generate $500,000 a year, and what the multiple of that could be.
And do you regret selling it?
My life is completely so much better. And I'm so in control financially and everything. I became a better businessman after doing that. So, long story short, when the opportunity came, mind you, COVID happened. We had moved on to making more of global music, right? So our whole business was focused around South America, Europe, Asia, and then coming back to the States. We couldn't travel anymore because of COVID. These banks, these hedge fund banks, these companies got smart and said, we're going to start buying people's catalogs because everybody's, freaking out.
Yeah.
Right? Fine. Cool. So from 2003 to about 2019, my catalog had been making X amount of money a year consistently because I had real hit records that do great at radio, do great on streaming, do great on syncs, et cetera. So there's a number that you make a year. Let's just say $500,000 a year. When you sell your catalog, basically what happens is a hedge fund company, a publishing company, or an outside person that wants to invest comes in and says, I'm going to buy your catalog, but I'm going to pay you 10 to 12 years upfront today.
That's right.
Okay. So let's just call it $500,000, right? Let's say it's 12 years. That's $6 million that they're going to give me today.
That's right.
For the music that I would have to wait. 80,000, 70,000, 63,000.
Yeah, because it goes down after,
or it goes up.
You get a TikTok banger, it's up. You're like, damn.
Exactly.
What the hell did I do?
And you can say you missed. Oh, damn, I shouldn't have. Here's the thing, right? In the music business, we don't have no guaranteed checks, man. I don't know what my BMI check's going to be next month. I don't know what my royalty statement is. The record companies rob us. The streaming services rob us. So we really never get our thing. So I'm just going off a bank saying, I'm going to give you 12 years of your money up front now.
Damn.
Mind you, I'm at the time 40 years old. So I'm thinking like a businessman now. I'm going to go take $10 million today for all my work that I've done. So in any other world that you do business, if you build a company and you can sell it when you're 40 years old for what it's worth.
You sell it.
You sell it.
That's right.
If I was fucking doing some type of AI, if I had a clothing, a food, the point is to sell your business at some point.
That's right.
To get your maximum payout and go do it again.
That's right.
Right? We were confident that we knew what we had for the next 5 years in 2020. So I told my brother, I said, let's sell our catalog and let's buy real estate and sit on it. That's it. So we sold our catalog and we went and bought all our homes, my kids' homes, and we sat on it during COVID. So while everybody else was kind of like, I was like, well, if the world ends, I'm just going to sit here on my property. If
that's the best time to buy real estate.
Then I'm just going to sit on it.
Wow.
So we bought.
That's dope.
We took our music money and got into real estate and started investing into buying properties and bought our homes, everything outright cash on our first catalog deal.
That's good.
Now, early next year, I'm selling my next catalog, which was from 2020 to 2025. I'm going to do it again.
Wow.
Right? So I'm going to cash out again for 12 years from now.
And invest in real estate again.
And just sit back and watch, because the percentage and the money is better for me to do that than waiting on the record company to do what it does, or the streaming service, etc.
So you agree with everybody selling their masters like they're doing, like the Weekend sold his for $1 billion?
Well, it depends on where you're at in your life. You know, if you want to, Jay-Z don't need to sell his catalog because he's a billionaire. It's not going to put a dent in
Lil Wayne sold his catalog, didn't he?
Got a couple hundred.
Who else?
Turn around and take the money invested in something.
Future did it.
More lucrative.
Future did it.
Yeah,
everybody doing it.
T-Pain did it. Ask T-Pain.
T-Pain did it.
Oh, T-Pain knows.
Because people are more into people. They're trying to educate a lot of minorities. They're saying ownership is key. Ownership is key. So everybody's feeling like I need to hold on to everything. I don't need to sell anything because I need to own it.
Well, I mean, that's a preference, too. Yes, you do. If it means here's my thing. I made a ton of money off of the songs that I already did. Riding Dirty, I made, for 20 years, I made a ton of money doing it. Got money for Lil Wayne. Songs I did for David Guetta and Flo Rida and Pitbull and all this stuff. I made a ton of money. I felt like I maximized the money and I didn't want to wait around, get in portions when I can get it all at once and go, dude, let me tell you something. Here's my theory. It's way better for me to drink my strawberry margarita at 40 years old than 60.
Come on now.
I promise you that. Because I can walk up and down that beach way better than I can at 60. So give me my money now.
And
then let me make my money as I continue doing this in the business. So
I agree with you. You done convinced me. I'm over here thinking it makes sense for a brother like you to utilize it, because either it's going to come either more than that or a little lower than that.
And
but it's going to be around the same area.
We
you don't know if you're going to live that long.
That's right, brother.
You don't know.
That's
and real estate is something great to invest in.
That you can lose in that as well. I'm not saying I'm the real estate guru. I'm not here because there's guys that can come in. That's not the case. I lost, by the way. I lost heavily twice trying to do too much.
In real estate?
Absolutely. Yeah. That's.
What's the number one key that people should not do in real estate that you have learned?
Buy a very expensive property. Yeah, I bought like a $2 million property. And the thing is that when you do that, your remodel doesn't feel the same because it's already that high at doing it. So you can go remodel the stairs that'll cost $25,000, $30,000 to do the stairs. And in your head, you're going, oh, I added $30,000 to my property. The person that comes by doesn't give a fuck about what you did there. Right. So we did a bunch of that. And then the market is like uncontrollable. So we had a few more properties that me and my partner had over here. And Trump, president, this, that, blah, blah, whatever the fuck you want to talk about happens, and you go. So what I learned is, like, I'd rather buy a lot of smaller properties that we can own and we can contain and maintain if we need to in between whatever's going on. Maintaining a $2 million property is way different from a $200,000 property.
That's what I was about to say.
You know what I'm saying? So
that's why people were buying
about the range.
That's why people were buying a lot of foreclosure homes.
Absolutely, But so, I mean, and again, we don't have anybody that I mean, there are very intelligent people, but there wasn't anybody close to me that was like trying to tell me exactly how to do what I need to do. But I knew one thing, that I knew I had another 5 years of doing what I was doing in the music business, that I would be able to do this again. So the plan for me is we sold it at 40. I'm 45 now. I'm selling the next one.
Yeah, YouTube. You could have done research.
50. Yeah. But I'm good either way because, at the end of the day, the music business paid me up. I sold my business. Not the white man, but the white man says, I sold my business. He looks like a genius. When I sell my business, which is my music business, I look like I sold my soul because I didn't keep my ownership. But when the white man sells their candy store to somebody else,
made a great investment.
They're a genius. How am I not a genius? I'm a fucking.
I think that's why I tell you can't go by what people think.
Bro,
they don't know nothing.
I'm a fucking 18-year-old DJ that never picked up turntables or music, and 20 years later, I sell my business for multi-millions of dollars, and I make my family millionaires. How am I wrong in this situation?
No, I love it.
You know what I'm saying?
Love it.
You're not.
But the conversation in Dallas sometimes is we forget about these things. There's only a few people that have played that actual game.
I think there's only few people that can play that actual game. This is not a game that everybody can play.
No, it's not. Although people think that, but when it comes down, let me tell you something. When you do a catalog sale, a publishing deal, I don't give a, and this is to everybody out there, producer, writer. Don't think like. It's not what you think you're worth. It's what the dollars say you're worth. So if you're not making X amount of money on ASCAP, BMI, CSAC, whatever it is, that your royalties, your streams, you're going to have to show whoever's buying your catalog or buying your business how much money you're making a year. Then they can assess your business and say, cool, this is what you're worth. I'm going to write you a very safe check according to what you already make for the next 5 years. So I know I'm going to make that regardless. And then anything on top of that, this other person that buys it will make money. So although my local producer, writers, and friends that think they are worth hundreds of $1,000s in their publishing deal and catalog, I'm like, dude, no, you make $2,000 a year off your motherfucking streams and royalties. You ain't worth $100,000. I don't give a fuck what shade room shit that you saw or whatever the fuck you saw that somebody sold their $1 billion catalog a weekend, and you think that's wrong, bro, because it's going to come down to dollars and cents at the end of it. And that's what me and my brother figured out through all this. The most important thing is that we learned the business side of it. you know, of how this really works. Your publishing, your masters, your royalties, and doing all that, man.
Man, the one thing I definitely was gonna ask you about is you and Bun. Y'all had a song together.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So how that was after Pimp passed?
Yeah.
I figured so.
Well, actually, Bun. I worked with Bun before I worked with Pimp C.
Was it because he was locked up?
Yeah. I met Bun through.
I was trying to figure out that phase of where that was at.
Again, going back, you know, being a huge UGK fan and Bun and Pimp the whole nine. There was a guy named DJ Wody who was here in Dallas. Rest in peace. He had an artist by the name of Tony Thompson who was in a group called High Five.
Yeah.
Right. So Tony was working on a solo project at the time. This is very early on. This is before my Lil Flip days. And they were putting Bun as a feature on the Tony Thompson record. So he asked us to produce it. Bun came to my studio. We made friends with Bun. And he said he's working on the Middle Fingers album. I said, okay. He said, y'all should come down to Houston, do a few tracks. I said, I'd be honored. I was like, tell me when.
First thing smoking.
I said, yeah. So like the next week we came down to Houston. We went to Toe Down Studio. Was where we were working at the time. And we produced 3 or 4 songs for Bun and Middle Fingers. And that's where my relationship with Bun first started, was when we were going to do Bun B and the Middle Fingers, you know, doing that. And I hit it off with Bun immediately, man. He's such a brilliant man. Like, he gets the vision. He gets it global. Like, he's just a smart guy, man. And he's been so influential and so supportive, you know, from a distance, but always available whenever we need him. Yeah. So when it came to
he's a guy that you can keep relation building with.
Oh, bro, you know, I mean, all the time. And
I'm just looking at all the people that you got. Some you ain't talked to in 10 years.
Bun was solid, man. Bun. I've been friends with. We never had a moment of that.
That's good.
With Bun or with Slim, you know, those are 2 guys I never had those moments. And again, you know, with Flip and Chamillionaire, it was like, it was early, man. You know what I'm saying? We were early 20s.
And y'all the same age, so
same
bravado
age.
And all that ego and all
kinds of shit that nowadays I think if we did business, it would be completely different.
Yeah.
And Bun was already still, I mean, it wasn't an OG, but he was definitely ahead of the game.
That's right.
Right? So he understood it from way different.
You're dealing with a Bun who basically, like I said, in the 90s, early 90s, Bun them was already off the porch. They was already writing. You know, Too Hard to Swallow came out, that album, and then you had a Super Tight came out. So you know, these guys were way before.
This is
you know they were big time before that. So these guys were seasoned. They had been through some rigmaroles with Jive and all that. They've been going through the ringer. So and for him to have that type of attitude and still keep his composure and still work well with others, you can't beat a Bun.
I mean, when somebody tells me my favorite rapper, not just like on the mic, but just what he represents for the culture, how he has stood solid, and is Bun B for me, man. 20 plus years. He just, there's not a phone call that he doesn't take from me. Weird opportunities that I call him on, that he goes and he'll trust me. We did the World Baseball Classic, which is basically the World Cup of baseball, where all the countries play each other. USA, Japan, all the countries they play. So I was honored to be the executive producer and put the project together, but they said, you have to get artists from all over the world to be a part of this project.
Wow.
This is 2023. So I was like, all right, cool. I was like, well, on the American side, you know what I'm saying, I got to get some hip hop, some MCs that I like, you know what I'm saying, to represent us, because I got a K-pop group for Korea, I got Japan, I got Latin America, I got Europe. I was like, all right, I got to figure out who in hip hop is going to understand what I'm trying to do with the World Baseball Classic. So we went to Bun. I mean, without hesitation, Bun was first on board, because he understood baseball culture. He understood the World Baseball Classic. He was educated, man.
He's ready.
On a whole different level. So these are the small things that anytime I call Bun for anything, man, you know, he's right there without hesitation, man. So, I mean, he's been our OG in the game.
He definitely the OG, man.
For everybody.
Like, oh, yeah. He kills the game. Like I said, just sitting down with him is totally different for me. And I'm a fan, so I didn't want to mess up my fandom. I always tell people that. I'm more concerned with that fandom than anything. My wife pushed me into that interview. I wasn't even reaching out to him. That was my wife with that. Because I was like, I like being just a fan with this nigga. If he come over here and make me mad, I'm going to be pissed off that I messed up my fandom. More importantly, a fan.
That can happen.
But he came and showed me so much love.
Yeah, man.
Him and Queenie. He brought his wife, and it was
like, amazing.
It was dope.
Special, man.
You went over to Trill Burger and got you one.
I got me one, man. I went down. I was down in Houston. He actually came and met me, and he gave me the whole experience. And bruh, you know, I was just at Art Basel in Miami, and Bun had a pop up.
Oh, he did.
Trill
Burgers. He was.
Yeah,
he
would be working.
He was in South Beach, and I was like, I can't believe Trill Burgers is at a pop-up in Art Basel. Not because I can't believe Bun can do, but how amazing has this man taken a rap career to this? And I told somebody, I said, I would not be surprised, I'm gonna put this out there for Bun and for his people, that they sell this thing for $1 billion. Because that's the idea, right? Yeah. Dave's Hot Chicken that happened with them, and other things. Why couldn't Trill Burgers
definitely do it? And you say that we popped up with him down who
in Louisiana.
Whose place was that we was at? Jet Life.
Something like that. In New Orleans.
I was in New Orleans. We
went to that one too.
He popped up there, and I was hung out there, and just the way they whole setup is, they show up like me. I might be anywhere. You know what I'm saying? Streetport, like right.
And the crazy thing is that the texture doesn't change on that burger.
The burger's still good.
The burger stays the same. It's like they take it from Houston and carry it everywhere. You know, people always say the water is different places.
That's true.
Things are different.
That's true.
So the taste is going to be a little bit different, but it tastes the same.
It's consistent.
And just to watch that, man, I mean, that's what's great about hip hop. It's like you start off one way, and then years later you become this business guy that, like, you know, and if you know Bun B, and you know that he loves to go watch movies by himself, how educated he is, et cetera, we're not surprised.
No.
I'm not.
No.
The rest of the world might be. And I think that there's going to be a Trill Burgers everywhere sooner than later. Because it's a hip hop, it's more than just a burger. Yeah, the burger's great. But it's the experience, man, and the cosign and where it came from and the idea. And that's what hip hop is all about, you know. So I love that Bun's doing that, man. And again, shout out to Bun because he's inspired us so much, man.
Yeah,
and he'll have more people probably buying into the franchise. And
I mean, I told him if you come to Dallas, and I'm not.
He already looked at coming to Dallas. He looked at a couple of places. Me and him text him.
He told me
it's
too.
gonna end up here.
I got to be involved, Bun. I got to be involved, brother. Bring that thing to South Irving, bro. We'll take care of you.
We gonna get down.
I gotta ask you this, because we skipped over all of that. Where did you get the name Play-N-Skillz from? In my mind, I'm like, because your personality, you like to be the party of the life of the party, or whatever, and he has the skills. In my mind, I'm thinking that. So you correct me if I'm wrong.
No, you're pretty dead on. I mean, that was kind of, Kid and Play, House Party, going back, like that was somewhat of an inspiration to us. Two guys, you know, throwing college parties, you know, DJing and doing that. That's not why we got Kid and Play. Play-N-Skillz. But we were playing DJ Skillz. I don't know why I chose fucking Play out of everything. And I don't know why Skillz had skills, but at one point we said we can't just be DJs. We have to be, you know, a name that is
a universal
brand. So we dropped the DJ out. We added the N instead of just the and it's, you know, you got to play to have skills, man. That's
it. I love it, man.
I like that. You got to play to have skills. I like that.
You guys, you got the brand now, and now what's next for us? What are you guys going to do in this? You know, you look at this time. You guys you got a brand. Everybody know you. How do you capitalize off it? And not just with music, but in a different way. And I know you got a publishing company. Right?
Yeah. I have a publishing company that I opened in 2019 with my business partners. They're in the Netherlands. And they taught me the publishing game. So, you know, for years, me and my brother produced everything by ourselves. We produced and wrote all our songs all the way up until about maybe 2015, 2016. Then we started collaborating with other producers and writers, you know, and we figured out, this is why fucking Puff and Dre and Timbo are so great. They have so many other great people that work with them.
That's right.
That come into the studio, have great ideas, great musicians. So we started signing producers and writers under us. And this company came to us and offered me the opportunity to be an owner of my publishing company and sign other artists, which is in our future, we'll own all of these, songs, and the publishing game is such a different business that I wish I would have known when I was 20-some years old now, because that's where I get to keep everything forever as a writer, right? I get to keep that for life. So we have our publishing company. We have our studio in Miami, which is, rolling and doing that. Of course, we're still putting out music as a DJ producer group, but we focus on global things. It's different. Now it's a pick and choose type of thing, not a forced type of thing. So I think we're more free into doing things that we necessarily wouldn't do, and then ultimately this year is going to be, we're doing the documentary on the Play-N-Skillz thing, which is really, really, really interesting because, it talks about everything. I mean, a lot of stuff we talked about today. It talks about the Wayne lawsuit.
Yeah, we about to talk about that. That was where I was going next.
Okay,
the Lil Wayne that Carter 3 and how y'all even done that. But is it something else you want to get fit between that?
Yes.
Go ahead.
You've grown older, wiser, entrepreneur, learned a lot of things. I hear you keep talking about, I have this business. We have partners other than just you and your brother.
Yeah.
Being an entrepreneur, why do you feel like it's important for you to have partners? Because I heard when you said earlier that the studio that you had, it was your studio, but it really wasn't.
Yeah.
I caught that.
Yeah.
So right. I'm like, how important? Because I don't like partners, because partners, that's how people split up and have problems and whatever. I just like to just be whoever you with. That's the business. I don't have to worry about nobody else.
That's very true.
So why do you feel like it's important for you to keep having partners?
I think that for me, it's understanding that I can't do it all, even though I might have the vision and everything else, right? So early on, I couldn't do it financially. I didn't come from family with money and everything else. In respect to the streets and everything else, I don't want to say no names, but we got funded.
Yeah, which most careers like that.
Yeah, by some very, very nice guys that had the same vision and wanted to do what we did, and I was okay with doing that. I just knew that when I do partnerships, I want everybody to understand what their strong suits is and what their weak suits are. So, if you're just a financial guy, you need to stay a financial guy. Don't come into the studio telling me what song needs to come out because you're not a creative. Do you know what I'm saying? Let me make your investment make you some money if you're an investor. So with all our partners, we understand the responsibility of everybody that we need to be in partnership with. So, listen, I don't have to have 100% of the pie of everything. I love ownership and having everything because independency and everybody preaches that. But the thing is, yes, you get to do what you want to do, but eventually, in order to conquer the world, you need soldiers, you need people, you need sergeants, it ain't just you, bro. You know what I'm saying? We can't take over the whole world, just us. So we started giving 5% here, 10% here, 8% here, and different things. And we figured out, all right, we're not in Europe. We don't know anything about the territory of Europe. We want to go tour Europe and play our DJ sets there. We need to find an agent in Europe that understands where we could play. They could identify the clubs in Barcelona, Spain, in Germany, in Italy, in all these places. They deserve their 10%, their 15% out of that, in that. And after so many years, I'm not surprised that things will go backwards. So I'm okay with falling out.
That's it. That's it.
Because I'm not falling out with my kids.
Right.
Do you understand what I'm saying? I'm not falling out with my kids. I'm not falling out with my brother. So everything else is just business.
Wow.
Got it.
The Carter 3, you guys end up landing at, being on that. And that was huge during that time. Let's talk about just even how that ends up happening. What happens to get you guys lined out with these guys? You didn't know Birdman. You didn't know Lil Wayne.
Right.
Did you have a relationship with him before that?
No. I mean, I met Wayne a few times when he was going to the University of Houston. Mind you, Houston was cracking at the time, 05, and
that's right.
Wayne was there, and I'd see Wayne,
But had you worked with him or talked to him about working with him?
No music, no conversation, just
see him.
See him, or because we threw a lot of parties in Houston, he would come by and just on the scene type of thing, but never discussing music. Although Wayne was always one of my favorite rappers as well. I mean, since he was 13, 14, bro.
Correct.
Hot Boys and all that. You know what I'm saying? So, but Got Money's interesting because that was never intended for Lil Wayne.
Really?
Yeah. That song was made for Pitbull, actually.
Man, shout out to Pitbull, man.
Yeah.
You gonna get me the Pitbull interview?
If he does one, he's worse than my brother.
I wouldn't give a damn if I go down there. He gonna do something. We pulling him out.
Pitt's pretty down to earth. Although he's like in another whole thing.
I think the Flow Rider one can happen. I've been hearing that.
Flow is very achievable. Because Flow does things.
I heard Flow will get down with me. I already heard that.
The problem with Pitt is I got to take him off his island that he owns in the Bahamas.
Yeah, well, these island owners, him and Jay Prince and Ludacris, these guys own islands.
That's serenity. When you do that, I would feel like you get away from the chaos of reality and you can just breathe. You don't have to worry about nothing.
Yeah, but you can also lose a sense of reality.
Man, that's deep.
And I love Pitt to death, but I was like, he's
that's huge.
Sometimes and you know what? He's in a different stage in his life.
I was about to say when you're at that stage, you don't want to deal with all of that. You want to go out in peace.
But if we're competing, you still want to compete. You still want to shoot the ball. You still want to show up to the game.
But does he need to?
No, he doesn't need to.
Right,
and that's fine. And that's why we remain friends. We'll go to the Bahamas to go make records, and we never do because, without saying too much, but I'm just going.
It's too much fun.
It's the Casamigos Island.
Wow.
It is the Casamigos Island.
Okay.
So there are little tiki bars everywhere on this island that are filled with Casamigos that you don't ever have to pay for because the owners of Casamigos own the island.
Yeah.
So Pitt got his cribs there. We don't do music. We just
have a good time.
Sip and chill.
But we talk about other things. We're building a school together. Okay. Us and Pitbull. And we're trying to bring here to Dallas. He's actually executive producing our documentary. So this is our next chapter, what we're trying to do.
Legacy.
Yeah, so going back to Got Money, I'm in business with Pitt now doing all these things, but Got Money was made for Pitbull. Again, the chorus idea was there. We took it to Pitt. The song was called Count My Money before it was called Got Money. Pitt loved it, said, I'm going to send it to Payne. Payne wants to do something with me. Now, Payne is on fire.
Of course.
Buy you a drink. God knows what else. Every hit on the radio, T-Pain's a part of. Pitt got a relationship with him, Florida Boys. Sends it to Payne. Payne cuts it, makes it better. That's the chorus. We get ready to put it out. TVT Records at the time, where Pitbull was signed, said, Pitt, you can't put out any records right now. And
stopped him.
Yeah, stopped him. And Pitt was like, fuck these people. He was like, Papo, I can't do nothing with the song. Take a T-Pain chorus. I go, what? T-Pain chorus in 2008?
You got this, man.
Oh, bruh. So I started shopping it. True story. Slim Thug cut it. Tum Tum cut it. Plies cut it. CNN, Capone and Noriega, when they were trying to be a group again, cut it. Fat Joe cut it. Everybody cut it. Nobody put it out. Because God said, no. Not that they didn't do good, but no. Wayne has to do this. And we get a call maybe a month and a half before the Carter 3 comes out. That was June 10th. When the Carter 3 came out, we got a call maybe late April saying, hey, you guys a producer behind this record? I'm like, yeah. It was like, all right, this big artist cut the record, but we can't disclose who it is. And I was like, well, then you can't have it. He was like, is this your beat? I said, yeah, that's my beat. He calls me back 2 days later. He goes, all right, man, this is Lil Wayne, and this is the Carter 3. When I tell you I needed this.
Just in time.
Ryan Dirty was massive. We had So Crispy. We had a couple other rides. So we had other records that were like, well, we didn't have that number one. Remember I told you how hard it is to get that number one? Mm-hmm. And every producer was dying to be on the Carter 3 because Wayne was the
hot
rock star.
Fish grease. Hot.
And there's no way I could get to him. So I said, how? God, that's it. There's no other way. So Wayne ended up cutting the record because T-Pain took the record, not me. T-Pain took the record to Wayne and said, I did this record, these guys playing Skillz, and this is going to come out. And that's how I ended up on the Carter 3 and became a number one song, Grammy Award-winning song, sold millions of records, and we're part of a classic. And that's really what happened. It was Pitbull's record that got into Wayne's hands.
Wow. And then Okay, and I'm glad you said that.
Yeah, let's talk
to
now.
come to law. Now you got to realize, me and Birdman. That's my. I be with Birdman.
Okay.
I'm cash money to the death of me.
I'm with it.
You know what I'm saying? I'm a Louisiana love. You see me on the Verses. I was with them.
I see.
You see what I'm saying?
I love it.
But
yeah,
you end up having to sue.
Yeah.
But in my mind, I'm saying same thing. I'm gonna say it till. How do we get to these lawsuits? Why is the business not being taken care of up front? This is the problem I have with it, because we get overexcited.
Yeah.
And we forget about the business. And it's the same thing when it come down to not only y'all, but I even said to anybody that's got a problem with the way anybody do business, not just Birdman.
Right.
Anybody, not just Slim, not Jay-Z, anybody, right, bruh. If you got business and you get caught up in the, oh, look at the lights, look at the, you could get caught up in the lights and never get a present.
That's so real. And we did. Here's the thing. As a creative, there are times where you have to do things that appear like it's together, even though it's not, for your brand purposes. If I don't let Got Money and Lil Wayne come out, I'm not a part of the Carter 3. I don't win another Grammy. I don't have anything to talk about, and my last hit is Riding Dirty in 2005.
Stop.
6.
Fear. Because they came to you because they loved the song.
Okay.
It's fear that caused you to say, you know what, I ain't saying nothing. I'm going to let this whole go. We here. We in it. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not disagreeing.
Fear.
I'm not disagreeing with you.
It's the false belief.
Yes.
It's the opposite of faith.
Yes. Ultimately.
So if you basically, because it's a good song, yeah, we gonna do it. Let's do it. Let's do this and this. You fear that they may say, you know what? I don't know if I'm gonna.
Well,
do
he
that.
told me. They said if you don't agree to these terms, which was T-Pain was a co-producer on the record, which he wasn't, and I love Pain, but you didn't hit a fucking keyboard or a drum on that goddamn record.
So see, that's another thing. They playing games here.
It's part of the game.
Exactly, and it's sad.
It is.
I want you to just act like you didn't do it, so he can be getting the credit of it, so we can make it look a certain way on the album.
Well, yeah, it's also a position of power.
Correct.
Which I respect, and I'm again still thankful for Pain. Even watch this. If Pain probably had 15 choruses ready for Lil Wayne. He chose mine to influence Wayne to do that record. There has to be a value in that.
That's huge.
And I understood that. It was chess. It was not checkers for me. Of course I want my money. And I'm lawyered up, and I understand how things work. I have 3 years to sue anybody after my release.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Why would I stop it on the first day? I'm going to go let it make.
But it might not be a lawsuit, but the fear.
It was fear?
You see what I'm saying? It might not be. I guarantee you, it's certain people that you do business with that you don't fear.
Oh, I agree.
That you basically say, this is what we're going to have. Because you powerful, your power exceeds what you're dealing with at the time. So you say, I ain't going to do this or that, because you know you can handle it that way. Right?
Right. But again, position of power, Birdman is Birdman.
There you
Cash
go.
money is cash money.
Slim is Slim.
Slim is Slim. And I away from the fandom, right? But just doing business, and I want to do business, right? Because I want to be a part of Wayne's thing at the time, especially. So we let it do what it did. Of course, it went on to be a smash, and the album was, did what it did. And we sat back, and then came after about a year, right? I said, well, I didn't get any ASCAP checks. I didn't get any royalty checks. I said, okay. So I have a conversation with my lawyer. He's like, well, what do you want to do about it? You should have a conversation with Birdman and Slim. I said, okay. So I work out of the Hit Factory in Miami, which is where their home studio's at. Mm-hmm. And I see Birdman first. And when
That's my boy right there. What'd he say?
He said, that's youngin'. So he's like, that's Wayne's business. I said, okay. All right, cool. So then Slim walks in. Big old tall Slim.
Slim, dope dude.
And I said, Slim. I said, man, And he kind of noticed me, but he didn't know. I said, man, I'm playing from Play-N-Skillz, man. I did comedy. I'm just trying to get down to the business, man. I don't know who else to talk to. We got these lawyers. I want to make this right. He said, that's Young Money. Ain't got nothing to do with cash.
He said
money.
the same thing Birdman said.
Yeah. I bullshit you not. This is all in one night. I go outside. Now the Hit Factory got this basketball goal where you can shoot at, and I got a skating ramp.
That's funny.
And
because they all be there.
Everybody. All Cash Money's there. And Wayne is skateboarding. And I go into the studio, and I look to the left, and Wayne is holding a skateboard in the studio. My studio, not even his. I said, what's up, bro? He's like, you got any more beats on the beat CD? I'm like, in my head, I'm like, I'm trying to get this first shit done.
I need my money, man.
I said, bro. He said, that's my daddy business. I said, okay. I said, all right, so they're all going to do this game of Young Money, Cash Money, Wayne, blah, blah, blah. They don't really know what's going on themselves. It might just, remember, Wayne's just rapping.
I can't agree with that.
Maybe not.
No. I agree with that, but I don't agree with that.
I agree.
You heard what I just said?
Yeah.
I agree with you 100% what you're saying, but that's the part where people get under my skin because it'd be like, you can't just rap when you got a business like that. If you doing that, then you get mad at Slim and Birdman. I think that's crazy to me because you got to stand up again. Mm-hmm. Instead of fear, you got to have faith.
I agree.
You got to speak up for yourself.
If
you're not taking care of business, how are you blaming these guys? I heard DJ Khaled and them do the same thing.
Well, here's my argument today.
I have a problem with that.
I'm not disagreeing with you, and today I can say this, but at the time, right, I hadn't had a hit since Riding, like a real hit in the game. And remember I was telling you, like, financially, and I'm speaking openly because I'm actually like trying to also inspire and you know, maybe there's people educate that don't understand. I'm like, oh, bro, you know what I'm saying? It's 20 plus years of me doing this. Now I understand it completely different than then.
Right.
Back then I was like, I need this shit, man. And I'm okay, but I'm not okay. This ain't enough. This ain't gonna this. And I'm watching my ASCAP checks go ding, 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 ding. Like, we ain't done the catalog sale. We ain't global. We're still in Dallas, Texas. We're doing good, but we needed something else. Mm-hmm. And I was like, just shut your mouth, play chess. You got the move.
Wow.
The credits are there. Wayne, your tag is at the beginning of the record. Like, this is your record. So about a year and a half passed into that, and then finally we get into what was going to be the lawsuit. And what happened was, actually, I went to a blog called allhiphop.com, and I was kind of telling a story. It leaked, and it went into the New York Times. Play-N-Skillz sued Lil Wayne for $1 million. That's not what we were trying to do, but that was the headline.
That's fine. That's fine. You need your money.
Yeah, and that put the pressure on them to kind of like to get this done. So you have about 3 years is the time frame that you have from when the song came out for you to actually make a lawsuit for a claim on the record. So we gave it a little time. We tried to settle.
But wait a minute. Was you try to settle? Don't pass by that. It's now. Is they talking now?
Yeah, it's talking.
Birdman and
but they're doing Birdman talk, meaning
the lawyer's doing it.
Yeah, for Birdman.
You never talked to Birdman.
No. Well, I'll say this. Birdman just say, these are the people you need to talk to.
So he did tell you, like, these is who
basically, these will settle
my
business. You don't need to talk.
But it makes sense to think about it when you got so much going on.
No, he's right. He don't need to
make it right.
He got 20 of these going on.
Exactly. I'm not going to be able to keep up with that.
Bro, I'm not worried about. Birdman did exactly what every businessman does.
That's right.
You know, I mean, I've sued my own friends.
Yeah.
And I just go, well, I mean, we're just trying to figure out the numbers. Can we still have a drink?
That's right.
You know,
that's true.
And it's a very unorthodox thing because you think to yourself, why the fuck would I have to do that? But when it's business, it's better if other people are kind of involved so I can keep, I want to keep my relationship with whoever it is. And at the time, I was still working with Wayne. Mm-hmm. So I was still, and Wayne was the hottest fucking rapper. If I was trying to produce hip hop records, imagine me beefing with Wayne and Young Money and Cash Money at the time. Drake hadn't exploded the way he'd exploded. Nicki was on the way. All this was happening. I was right in the middle of that shit. I wasn't trying to get left out, bro.
No, I get you.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
I get it. I cringe at the fact of the way business is and the way people perceive it once they see it. And in people's eyes on the outside say, man, Birdman, them try to get down on you. If you look at it from outside, just like they did with DJ Khaled, just like they did with Lil Wayne and Young Money. What I say is, and this is my personal opinion, get your business straight, because you know already this shit can happen, but you're trying to ride the wave of what they doing.
You're right.
And then once the wave happened, you say, oh, I want my money now. They screwed me over. Yeah. But you was trying to ride that wave, and you knew what you was doing the whole time.
I'm not disagreeing with you.
Not you. I'm just saying everybody is doing it. The whole game is happening in the industry.
I was. I'm not. You
one of the ones that were doing it.
I was one of them. It's okay. You know what I'm saying? I needed no. Listen. I needed to ride that motherfucking wave.
Exactly.
Okay, I had a nice big ass mortgage and cars. No, there's nothing wrong with that as long as I understood
what was happening.
You know what I'm saying? I was being patient in it, and I had a conversation with Bangladesh, who was a producer. He did Millie. I had a conversation with Jen Johnson, who was also on the record. Nobody had. There were no producers.
You're the only one stepped up.
I was the first.
After you, they all tried to get out.
Everybody sued him after that. I had, and let me tell you why. Because at that point, I had already shifted my career into doing more EDM style music. I had started work with Flo Rida, David Guetta, Pitbull.
So you knew you was good.
I said, I don't need, if the hip hop game is going to treat me like this. Now, mind you, because hip hop is my heart, it's my soul. They stopped paying for beats, right? DatPiff.com and all these sites started happening.
That's right, Line, all that stuff.
Where they started giving away mixtapes, which is great for the culture and great if you are that. Except if you're the producer. Now, I don't work 4 hours on this motherfucking beat, right? I'm used to getting paid thousands of dollars to produce a beat. Yeah. You take my beat that I email to you, you rap on it, you put it on your mixtape, and then you give it away for free. I don't make no money, you don't make no money, but I still sold a beat that I could have.
I want to go back before you go any further, because sometimes things come back full circle, right? Because you did some business where Halle Berry had the same effect, except for you had the ball in your court.
That's right.
So it's the same thing that happened to you. It just happened on a bigger level with Birdman now.
But I'm not disagreeing with that.
I know. I'm just saying. I'm just picking up on how this thing. I'm picking up what you had the ball in your court.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
Halle Berry comes out.
Yeah.
Q Smith was the one that was on that track, and him and Dero kind of got shifted to the side. Mm-hmm. You was the one calling the shots.
That was my fault. Or
let's talk about that, because it's the same thing. It's perfect conversation for me.
I'm not shying away from it.
And it was early on in your career as well. It was. But not as early as.
How about not as early as theirs?
Theirs. That's right.
Right.
That's right.
Position of power.
You knew.
I did. Well, you know what? If
that's fair.
Well, if I decide to educate myself and go read more books and go to school more than you, then I'm probably going to be smarter at what I do, right?
That's right.
I'm just ahead of you. That's it. That's not that Q Smith and them aren't that. It's I had already gone to the school that you're trying to go to.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm graduated and I'm going, no, I understand how it works. This is the way it needs to work. So with Halle Berry, to set the fucking record straight.
Yeah, because I done had both of them on here.
That's cool.
And they both done talked about
and
it.
I watch
so
it.
This will be, you watch both of them?
Yeah, you know, I pay attention to everything. I pay attention to everything.
Let's get this. I want to get your perspective on this.
I can tell you exactly how it happened.
How it happened from your perspective.
100%. So this is...
You turn straight. So
yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
I keep looking up. Let me get this right.
Or you can lean that with just like that. That's good.
So 08, 09. I'm not sure exactly the year.
Yeah.
I come back from out of town. I was working in Los Angeles, New York a lot, and I come back to Dallas and I start hearing all these boogie records.
You was working your ass off too. You had already hit that Riding Dirty, right?
I was just, bro, I'm trying to get it. And I know I got money's happening, like right in that. And I'm like, okay, I got my moment. I know what I did wrong with Riding Dirty, that I didn't capitalize, move outside, and I didn't sign records in the city. So I got in this mentality of, I'm going to come back to the city, I'm going to sign some records here now that the major labels are paying attention to me as a producer. I came back, first record I heard was Stanky Leg. Mm-hmm. I said, damn. Now I had just went to Atlanta and I was working with Young Jock and Gorilla Zoe. I played Young Jock, Stanky Leg. He said, what's cracking in Dallas? And Jock, he can attest to this, right? He said, damn, that shit hard. Stanky Leg, I said, yeah, man. He said, it's a bunch of records like this. I was like, I don't even know the guys who are doing this, but this movement right now is happening in Dallas.
Wait a minute. See, this is good stuff right here. You know I be thinking. You remember DJ K was on DK,
yeah.
The one that
one of the members
was on there
of the G.
You caused him to go through pure trauma. We gonna get to that though, but you was the reason that cause you finna tell me you showed his music to Jock, and he was doing good in this group before you done that.
Okay.
According to him, Jock made his life a living hell because of you.
Possibly.
You know?
But let me drink to that. I'm sorry,
because
man.
he said he was in the back, and he said they moved him over in the video.
Before
you can't
Jock
really
came
see
into
him.
play.
No, Jock was there. That's who did that video.
Yeah. I'm talking. He was fine.
He was fine before Jock got, and you the one turned Jock on to the fact of who they was. So that make it your fault.
Okay.
Somewhat.
Okay.
You didn't even know.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
He actually came to tears on here about that.
I think I saw a piece of this. Maybe.
He was hurt by it. It was traumatizing for him.
That was not. I was more just spreading the
You
city.
showing him that it's
I'm like, no, I was like, bro,
bringing light to the city.
ATL's cracking, but bro, there's this thing happening in Dallas. I was like, I'm not producing it because I'm not doing a detail book. It's a bunch of young guys. I don't dance. I don't know. This is different from what I'm accustomed, but it's happening.
It's popping.
He heard the record. Jock came to Dallas, came on the morning show. He said, I'm looking for the guys that do Stanky Leg, right? My A&R at the time, this cat named Baby Boy. I don't know if you know Baby Boy or not. He was trying to get in touch with G-Spot Boys, is that the name?
GS Boys.
GS Boys, okay. So we can go sign them.
So y'all now you done showed them what you got
Well, I didn't think Jock was going to beat me to the punch.
Jock pulled up.
And Jock pulled up to Dallas.
Doing this. Beat me in the draft.
It's going down.
It's going down. I'm that guy. I'm finna get these guys.
Yes. So he came to him, and I don't know the details of the deal, but it wasn't just the best. And Jock took the record.
He did.
Okay. So when he beat me to that, I said, wait a minute. So then I heard Halle Berry on the radio. Melody.
I got
me going back to Melody.
Yeah, I got me another shot.
I said, what the fuck is this? I said, this could go fucking global. It's like, I don't even know who it is, what it is. So my team, we get on the phone, we start trying to figure out who it is. Mind you, nobody knows whose record it really is. Superstars from Killeen, Texas.
Yeah, he from Killeen.
I don't know where Q Smith is from.
Yeah, I thought Q Smith from here, ain't he? Yeah.
Maybe, okay. Shout out to Q Smith, he's dope. But Dero was on the record.
I know, that's my boy right there.
Okay, so we had a meeting, and Dero came, Q Smith came, and Superstar came. And I said, okay, so who did what on the record? I'm interested in signing the record. You know, I had already been doing my thing. Dero was starting to pop. He had walked that walk. He didn't have ice cream paint job at the time. He was starting to go. And Superstar said, that's my record. You know, I wrote the record. Q Smith produced it. And Dero jumped on the record, and he helped market the record because Dero knew how to do that marketing thing. I said, okay, well, I'm only interested in signing the people who wrote and did this record. And Dero was like, well, I said, so I'm not signing anybody unless everybody signs, including Dero. And Dero's my friend, by the way.
Yeah.
In real life. And Dero's
a dope dude.
He said, I don't want to sign to nobody. I said, well, you can get out.
Wow, just like that.
Yeah. I said, well, business is done. I said, there's nothing to talk about. So he left. And then we did business with Superstar and Q Smith because as a publisher, right, Superstar wrote the record. He wrote Halle Berry. Q Smith originally produced the original version of the record. So Dero's just a feature on the record. I can take Dero off, which I did, and put
Hurricane Chris
on it. Now, Hurricane Chris wasn't originally supposed to be on the record, right? Hurricane Chris came to work with me at my house. Again, I play him stuff that's going on. So I'm trying to remix the Halle Berry record on a nationwide level because there was a ton of remixes locally here in Dallas and all of Texas that were happening with a bunch of DJs and this and that. I didn't know anything was going on. I was like thinking the world, globe. So I put Tum Tum on a record. Hurricane says, let me jump on this record. He jumps on it. Hurricane shows it to his manager. Manager calls and says, this shit is hot. This needs to be his single. How do we get in business with you guys to buy this record? I said, well, let me talk to Superstar. And that's kind of how Halle Berry happened. So we ended up selling the record.
Talk to Superstar. He sells the record. Q Smith don't get a check. He on that what you was on. For a long time, Q Smith said he didn't get a check.
Well, he was supposed to be on the publishing side. That's not my responsibility.
But it's the same thing that happened kind of to you?
Yeah, kind of. Yes, to a certain extent. I still had my publishing in it, right? Like, so you have to administrate. You have to, turn in your splits. You have to do all these things, right? So we're not talking.
He didn't know that.
Well, position of power.
You see what I'm saying? That's the educational side that where Y'all begin to have a fuzzy way of thinking about it once, and that's Birdman. All y'all kind of like, hey, into y'all defense, hey, I don't have to worry about it. You need to know your business.
Well, I mean,
that's pretty much.
Am I
publishing and masters?
Yeah, two different things.
Am I supposed to be the educator or your partner? What am I supposed to be in this? Right.
So you knew the publishing over there with Birdman, then.
Yes, and I knew that was going to be taken care of. You know what I'm saying? It was just a time thing more than with Cash Money. Them, I understood how it worked. I let them do that because I here's the thing, and this is to anybody out there: you never want to stop a hit because then you stop the money.
That's right.
Don't get it taken off the platforms and streams. Let it go do what it does, and then you settle when you settle. So I was like,
that all the time.
Yeah, go Carter 3, keep going. 2 years, 3 years. No, then when I was like, oh, it's dying a little bit. Now, let's settle what was out there for us, right? So I don't know exactly what Q Smith's business was in or out of that, but long story short, we bought the record of Halle Berry. We sold it to J Records, right? In return, Hurricane Chris would do a feature with Superstar at the time, and he would take him on tour and put him on 106 in Park and feature him in the video to help start Superstar's career because Superstar was signed to me.
Wow.
Right? So I told Superstar, I said, bro, you've already ran Halle Berry as far as it could go in Texas. We need this worldwide. Be the feature on it on the second verse. Get on 106 in Park. Get your face in. Let's put another record out with you and let's rock and roll. Right? That was my thought process.
It didn't work.
No, it didn't. It fucking ruined the goddamn song. It did. You know, and now, Halle Berry did dance to the song.
She did.
Yes, she
Ellen
did.
and her. Ellen did that little. I ain't really got a lot of spunk, but I'm in here. And
so did
Halle Berry.
So did we take it national?
Y'all did.
Okay. Did the record expand everywhere else?
It did.
Okay, because if not, it could have been just like a lot of these boogie records that only stayed
In Texas.
I was just trying to explode it, but making people understand the business was the hard part. Now let's fast forward and ask Superstar if he thanks me today for Sexy Red covering.
Sexy Red, definitely, and Q Smith. They both thank you. I mean, I don't think he thank you, but he definitely got it. He say he got it bad.
He should send me a bottle of champagne.
Oh yeah.
Q Smith, send me. I don't even do Ace.
Because you took it there. You made it go to that level.
I mean, these are facts. You know, what happened in between that time was, it could have been messy. Well, that's what happens when we do business. It's not that I was trying. No, I'm not trying to take anything. Everybody got their publishing split. I've always said Q Smith's original version of the record was what he produced. We made it sound bigger, remixed it, did the whole nine, and took it nationwide because we understood the business side of it, right? Wow. What happens after that, I don't know. Years pass by, we get a freaking email saying, Sexy Red is going to cover this record, right? Here's your publishing splits on it. And I go, good, I get paid twice on the record.
Man.
And Superstar gets paid, and Q Smith gets paid,
Man.
and Dero gets paid because they all have publishing on the record.
Dero got paid too.
That's right. So we all are this record that became, by the way, Sexy Red was a #1 song, multi-platinum. I don't know, maybe 300 million streams is where we're at.
Wow.
I thought I kind of.
That's hard, man.
I kind of helped
love
this out,
that.
bro.
No, y'all all
in the biggest
collectively, everybody did it together,
yes.
and I love that. But it's so hard for people, and they have these little, situations where some people are so nasty about it. But if you look at it from a business perspective,
and I'm not going to get it right all the time, too.
No, but still, it was a blessing in disguise for everybody.
It was,
but it definitely was irritated to go through that process.
Oh yeah,
because I heard on here that the road was pulling up to clubs and getting into it with folks about this song.
No, it got nasty. It got nasty with the DJs, and then I want to say DJ Drop did like a Dallas version of it that was like against that version.
I heard they wouldn't even play the song.
No,
at one point.
No, they boycotted for sure.
They boycotted the song. How did that make you feel? Let's be real.
Okay.
Get him another drink.
He always has no.
I didn't give a fuck because I understood nationwide what we were doing.
So you didn't even care?
I was like, it was small to me. What you're trying to block is like, that's cool, bro.
It wasn't possible.
Nah, you put a little barricade right there on that street. We got the whole city and the world. It's like we took that where it needed to go. Superstar didn't understand. He was a younger guy, and I haven't spoke to him. We speak here and there through because he's a very talented producer, by the way, and great songwriter. But them doing a DJ version of Dallas is like, you guys are just mad at this point. It's like, no, bro. Like if you understood the business, it was never Dero's song. So why were y'all acting like that was Dero's song? It was never Dero's song. Superstar song. Dero got on Superstar song. Yeah. Produced by Q Smith. That's the fact.
Yeah,
now
Dero
version,
explained it. He explained
the Dero version
it.
blew up. 100%. The Dero version blew up because Dero knows he's a great marketer. And at the time with PV and the colleges and all that, no, Ro had it down with that type of shit.
So that really helped the momentum as well. All of this is helping.
Of course, no, it was great.
It's a snowball effect.
But again, we're new to the business, so Stanky Leg and Halle Berry, these are the two records that in the boogie movement kind of got outside of just the local and, you know, and Texas and that little area scene. These exploded worldwide.
Were those the only two?
I think I think Dougie was pretty close. Dougie was there. There was maybe a couple more, but you know, these were two of the ones that definitely, even to this day, are still prominent and like, you know, I mean, obviously it got covered by, you know, got remixed by Sexy and the whole little nine. So
that's huge, man. Congratulations.
But watch this. If we wouldn't have had the business right, see, people forget about what if I didn't dot the I's and cross the T's.
And what if
Halle Berry business?
Q Smith did it too. Because he had his paperwork right to where you couldn't get him out the song. Oh, he had copyrighted it.
Oh, he 100%. And let me tell you something. I wish he wouldn't have.
Why?
Because I could have owned more.
That is business, right?
No, that's hard, but no. Shout out to Q Smith. He did exactly what he's supposed to do.
Right.
But what I'm saying to you, because he was on top of his shit, I couldn't take more than what it was. If you're not, then guys like me could do this. So
you need to start your own version of Shark Tank and get you a couple of guys in the music industry and talk about these deals.
Yeah. Oh, I'm not being mean. I'm
just saying this would be a good thing to educate new artists that's coming in. They do it on Business Entrepreneur, but we really need a music.
That's actually a dope idea.
Yeah, that would be hard.
Let me ask you this, right? Right? You're going in to see a doctor, right? This doctor is well educated, way ahead of the game, at the top. He knows it all. He can cure you. He can fix it. He can tell you the things that you want to do. He's just more educated than this doctor was a guy that's coming up, and he may or may not have the answer. Don't you want the doctor that's more educated?
Of course.
Mm-hmm.
And has read more and studied more and been through it and done more surgeries and everything else? I just happen to be at that point the doctor that had a little more education at that.
Wow.
Do you understand what I'm saying? So when I'm battling Cash Money in my lawsuit, right? They're the smarter doctor. They're the bigger doctor. They're going, no. So I had to settle with them what they wanted to give me, not what I was worth. And then Birdman told me, well, you're just going to have to come to New York every year to be in this lawsuit because I'll sit on this.
He told you that?
Yeah. I said, I don't want to go to New York. So how much? And we settled on a number, and we've been getting paid ever since.
So he talked to you and told you pretty much that's what you had to do. He talked when it's time to talk.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, he said, my lawyers will settle this for you, but you have to hire one of my lawyers to settle this for you. I can say this in a very safe place because I'm elsewhere now. But that was so gangster. I was like, that is so smart, man. It's like, no, why are we mad? It's like he didn't put a gun to my head. He just outwitted me. He was just smart.
You played it the way you played it to get in the game,
That's
though.
Right, bro.
Y'all both was playing the game.
By the way, we made a ton of money doing it. We're not complaining.
Exactly.
You know, I mean, did I make everything? I mean, we left some pennies, dollars.
But everybody, it really is business. And if you really love doing business,
if you don't,
you get used to it.
If you would just want to be a creative,
yeah.
If you want to be a creative and just make beats, go to your little cubicle in the corner and just make beats and play it for your friends. That's it. You want to battle with motherfuckers like me? You better read.
Wow.
Business gangsters are more gangster than sometimes
yeah.
street.
And it's not a take thing. It's just
because they're not putting a gun, but it can still be very detrimental to you.
But educate yourself if not. You know what I'm saying? It's not even a bad thing. It's just that's in anything that we do. Whether you're selling t-shirts, a barbershop, a chicken shack, if we're smarter to the game on knowing how to market, knowing the city officials so we can get our permit faster, building it here, building the restroom for cheaper. I'm beating the game. Mm-hmm. So the music business, same idea. It's just us as creatives, sometimes we get lost because we fall so in love with our music because it's soulful. So, anyways, Halle Berry was.
I enjoyed that story, boy. I'm really, really enjoy putting this together. This is good stuff here. Boy, you a hell of an interview. You anybody ever told you that? You really know your stuff.
All my girlfriends did.
No. No, I think it's just the history, man. I think it's something. I love the way you explain it because I know it educates others. Now the game done changed a lot. It's not the same as it was. This independent hustle is so much different than when you guys came up. But it's still business, and it's still something where you have to educate yourself. And we're going to get more into that. But I want to know how you end up. Tom was signed to you.
Yeah.
How does that happen?
Fuck.
See how I go in?
I see, man. You the good.
But it's the truth. Like I don't see how that happens. I'm trying to figure that part out.
Well, George had what he had going on with DSR. He started the guys and the mixtape and the whole little nine. Tom. Okay, so we did Big Tuck. I Know You Want That with Chamillionaire, and it just didn't hit the way we thought it was going to hit. We thought it was going to, because we just came off of Riding Dirty, and we thought, all right, we'll put Cam on a hook, we'll have a hit. And then Caprice Music came out of nowhere with this 808 beat and Tum with this cool flow.
Killed that shit. You was the one dealing with that?
No, I didn't do that. I wish I did that.
Boy, that whole but that one I got history on that too. That was somebody else's song according to them. This whole thing keeps going, and shout out to Dallas, Texas, man.
Okay.
They keep old podcasts moving forward.
That's right. It's a lot of stories.
Yeah.
Man.
So you telling me you seen him after he got hot? Like that was a hot song.
Well, I had worked with DSR beforehand on their mixtapes with George and everything else, but.
Now this George is the George after the Universal deal.
This is George in the building downtown.
That's He had done spent some money on that deal.
Yeah. And I love Lopez, man. I mean, that's when he was there. He was at the top.
Oh, he was on it then.
Yeah. No, hey man, shout out to him, bro. That's what you're supposed to do. Is elevate.
Okay, where you guys have been through a lot at this time now, so you understand the business well at this point.
Yes, very well. So I didn't. When Caprice Music started happening, it kind of took out I Know You Want That and the Tuck album, because then it kind of shifted towards Tom, right, to focus on that. I don't know exactly what happened with DSR and Universal deal, but it kind of fell apart. That whole thing.
It did.
Okay, fell apart. So then I became really good friends with Tom just making music, freestyles, mixtapes, going out, hanging out. And then we talked about doing some stuff, and we did a song called Dallas Girls. Where
I remember that one, that whole jam.
Yeah, and we sampled
that whole jam.
We sampled something that Tom said, and it became. And I just came to Tom. I was like, I have a deal at Asylum, because Asylum Records at the time was signing Swisher House, Carnival Beats.
What is your damn brother saying while you doing all of this?
He's just picking up all the money.
He just saying, well, I'm Skillz, and all I got to do is play my position. This nigga is educating himself and running around just making deals.
But hold up, the Dallas Girls hook was Skillz.
Okay, so when it comes to the skills, to the music,
I mean, hey, listen.
He put his hands all in, but he let you just go out and just.
This is by design. This is by design, and we're blood brothers. We're on the same side. We split everything evenly. You look at that.
So when you went to talk to Birdman, when you went to deal with Skillz wasn't even in the room.
Nah, he was in the studio. I walked.
That's crazy.
He didn't want to deal with all of that.
He won't even call. We did a song with Katy Perry maybe about 4 years ago, and Katy wanted to talk to Skillz about the song. This is the Katy Perry pop.
Right. I seen it in Vegas. We said.
And Skillz said, well, have her call me. And she said, no, he needs to call me. He said, I'm not calling her. And I said, why not? He said, because
she wants me.
She wants to work with me. So
right.
I'm available next week to talk. And I said, well, I'm calling her. So I called her. I said,
and give him the phone.
What's up? I said, Skillz right here. Yeah. He's one of those guys that comes into the studio and he's like, we are going to create art. My brother will handle all the business. I purposely designed to keep him away from all the static of all the bullshit that will not get in the way of his creative process to spark. Don't worry about it. The business will be handled. Don't worry. And sometimes I go back and go, we got fucked. We got a bad deal on this.
And he never get mad or nothing?
Never.
But you do consult with him on the business aspect of it before you actually go out here and take steps.
He's actually extremely educated to it himself. You know
yes, I'm saying you talk about it first before you go do what you got to do.
Absolutely. He just lets Big Brother.
Right.
go do it.
He trusts you
with everything, and I do too. You know, and there's been times where, here's the thing, when he goes into the studio, that's where all the artists get to see how he shines, because he becomes this amazing creative in that room, and then you go, oh, I get it. Now I understand why these two guys. Then he leaves, go plays golf, and then I take over into the producer chair, and then I start moving shit around.
Your mom and dad had to be so proud of you guys for that.
And they are, man, and you know.
You know what I mean? That's huge.
Yeah, yeah, and that was our whole thing was, we're not going to let this music business make us ever fall out.
But when you do bump heads, because everybody bump heads. So when you do, how do you resolve that?
It's just a respect, you know. It's like
you get over it.
No, I think I tell Ski, my partner here, every day. I think both of us. He's our day-to-day manager, and I think he hears it from the both of us complaining about each other. You know what I'm saying?
That's beautiful, and he don't say nothing because he know not to.
Well, he just plays both sides.
Take both sides.
Yeah, you right. Yeah, you right too. Yeah, everybody right. Yeah.
There's an ultimate goal and plan in this, and that was to feed our families and take care of each other. We've had an illustrious, beautiful 20+ year career. We did, literally, I promise you, we did everything we dreamed of doing. Touring worldwide, #1 records, working with the people we dreamed of doing. So at this point, anything is just a bonus.
So there's nothing that has not been crossed off of the bucket list?
The documentary.
Yeah,
that's it?
Yeah, but I gotta go back to Tum Tum, getting how you guys end up. He signed the paperwork. You say, he coming over here, and how was George and them was receptive to the business?
No, I think
it caused a ruffle.
I think it did. I don't think George really kind of, because I don't know what was going on with Tuck and George at the time. I mean, Tum and George at the time, and we never talked about it. But I'm sure George felt a type of way. Me and George had actually never talked about it. There was another guy, Mike Clark, that was involved.
Yeah. I talked to him a few times.
And really, I was just trying to help Tom, man. To be honest, I wasn't trying to take him from DSR, because George built that. That's his artist.
Sure
I wanted to produce that.
Yeah.
But I also didn't want to produce it with no equity in it.
That's right.
You feel me? Like, I had my label, and I was trying to get my business on, bro. Jermaine Dupri and all these guys built.
They winning.
Let me go do this, because that's our stigma on our city, that we never have our business correct. Yeah. So I was trying to do that with the Tum thing, and then.
Did you guys you and George went a long time without talking to each other?
I would say there's probably a couple of years where
y'all didn't really just talk.
The same. And you know what, George was, I'll tell you this, George was still like, I want Tum to win.
He always wanted to win.
Always. Whether you produce him, they had their own.
But the business is with you going, I still want him to win.
I mean, however we could help. We were just trying to be a production company. We weren't trying to be a record company. People get it twisted. There's a difference between a record company and a production company. Production company produces, writes, studio, pumps out the product. The record company markets, puts the product out, does the auditing, the money, and all that. I just wanted to produce. And I thought Tum Tum was dope, just like I thought Tuck, Fat B, Ronnie, everybody. I thought they were all dope. I would have done it with any one of them. It just happens that Caprice was blowing up, and they needed a big producer group to come in and help
maneuver that project. What about Big Tuck? You and Tuck, you knew him during the time. Mm-hmm. What did you think about the music that Big Tuck was putting out? The big TUCK and all of that. When I like that Dallas anthem, he had a Dallas anthem.
I love that freestyle. Yeah. You know what? I told George, I said, it was better when y'all were recording wherever the fuck y'all were recording. And it sounded like shit. As far as like the quality. There was a part, because I always used to tell George, the quality is shit. And George was like, who gives a fuck? It's like,
banging though.
It's banging. And I was like, you're right. Because it is. And I was like, and that actually made me change my mind about how much time I was spending on some songs. I was trying to perfect vocals and this and that. And here they come.
Southside is the bliss.
Motherfucker yelling from the back.
Microphone blizzard. Out on the crowd. Hey, got to get mine.
Yeah.
From the state fair, from the X to the pine.
But Southside, the realest and all that came after.
It did.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, because the thing was, once you get under that major label thing, which is what DSR, the numbers of success, they change. So 20,000 units is a loss.
Yeah.
15,000 units is a loss. Independently, that's a win.
Yeah.
Right? So when they got into the major scheme of trying to compete in that world, it was like, it just didn't do the numbers that everybody thought. And it could have been the label's fault, could have been a million and one thing.
Yeah,
it wasn't just George and them.
I remember I was looking for it to come big after that, and it didn't. It hurt me. I was like, damn, so
that happened, and, you know, there was a couple years, and then Tuck came back with Not a Saint on Me.
Yeah, man.
Goddamn Southside
of
Willis.
He was killing it.
Oh, bro, and these are all independent. But I'm not surprised. Tuck is dope.
Tuck dope. I even love when he came with Erykah Badu.
Oh, man, that was my joint.
Man,
I wish I would have did that. I wish I would have did that, man. So I was, you know, again, I was a part of all of that, and I watched it, and, you know, that was our hip-hop years right before we crossed over into different genres because it was time for us to move on. We figured out that, bro, we went from getting paid in the streets, $10,000 for a beat, let's just say, to guys going, we don't pay for beats anymore because we get them for free on the internet.
I know. That was crazy time.
That means my business is done.
Yeah.
Unless I have a major hit that I can get publishing on the backside. But that hustle was done. Then the rappers started going, well, I'm going to put it on my mixtape, man. We just going to give it out for free.
That mixtape thing was hell, too.
Well, how do I get paid off of it?
Yeah, that mixtape was horrible for you, wasn't it?
It was. So I said,
they just rapping on anybody, be anything.
I saw Flow Rider go, whoa, Flow Rider's selling millions of records. Pitbull, and these were two rappers. I met Flow Rider and Pitbull when they were 305 rapping, like rapping.
Yeah, I remember that.
Pitbull was like Luke, Lil Jon rapping.
That's right.
And then all of a sudden, Pitbull put a suit on. I said, "Fuck you doing, bro?" He said, "Bubble, that worldwide shit, that's it." I was like, oh, man, we ain't doing that, bro. Sticking to my roots, my Texas roots. It was about 3 years that Pitt went and did that. And when he came back.
You're rich as hell.
And I saw that yacht.
That nigga, ooh, he was hollering and talking.
I said, where'd you get your suit at?
Man, that's dope for you. And it looked like Skillz and you were able to convert over into reggaeton and all that with no problem.
Yeah, bro.
Did it take y'all a second to get it, or did y'all just automatically just got it?
I think because all the reggaeton artists have hip-hop roots as well. Daddy Yankee, Nicky Jam, these guys, they are really hip-hop guys just doing it in Spanish. Mm-hmm. So their soul, if you ask them, Daddy Yankee's going to tell you, my favorite is I love Eric B. and Rakim.
That's
you know what right. Like, he's a hip-hop guy,
Eric B. and
but
Rakim.
He's going to do it in his way of how he's doing it, which is reggae in Spanish. Is all reggaeton is. It's just reggae in Spanish. That's all it is.
Right.
You know, so the transition, and being that I'm a DJ, I played reggae records. I used to love playing reggae records, so I was kind of familiar with the rhythm and the whole nine. But I feel like great producers know how to write a song, and it doesn't matter what genre. And that's what I challenge myself to be like, what are all the different genres I can get into? So, you know, we went into that whole spiel, and it was extremely successful for us, and we were able to, you know, take our brand globally. And although it feels like maybe to some Dallas people, I've had people go, what happened to y'all?
Yeah.
And I go, well, I mean, you don't know.
Traveling.
Well, they stuck.
You didn't see the World
Cup. They stuck.
You didn't see the World Cup in 2022, the world's biggest event. I did the anthem for that song.
That's it.
For that event. Like, I did Maluma, Nicki Minaj. I put that together. And we did a K-pop record. I got paid more on that K-pop record than I've ever got paid on anything for one record in Korea. We spent 6 days over there, got paid $500,000 to do one song.
Wow.
See how they go?
I don't know if I'm coming back.
You love your roots.
No, I'll come back. I'll see y'all.
But not like that.
No.
So when all of the stuff with the Mo 3s and the Trap Boy Freddies and the Yellow Beeses and all this stuff going on, that whole wave that's happening,
17, 18.
what the hell are you doing? Are you even seeing it? And what did you think about it?
Time.
I was listening to it. I'm a fan of both sides. I'm a fan.
No, I'm saying, but you looking at Dallas, because see, when you look at, I was a part of making history in Dallas. This here happens, and when it happens, everybody choosing sides. Not me, of course, because I'm older and I'm looking at them from afar, saying, "What the hell wrong with these fools?" But at the end of the day, on both sides, I'm tripping off the whole thing.
Yeah, me too, man.
But I didn't have no boss talk, so I didn't have to have a dog in the fight. I'm just looking at them like, "Boy, there's some wild," and I'm older, so I ain't really.
I mean, it was some wild shit going on.
It ain't UGK doing it.
No,
so I'm not. You know what I'm saying? In my mind, that's why I'm the hell. It ain't my guy's not out there. I'm old.
It's a different fight.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I work with Yellow Beezy. I put Yellow Beezy on the Madden Madden 2020, I think it was.
Really?
Yeah. There's a song with Yellow Beezy and us on there.
You just decided to work with him, or
yeah? But I was talking to both. I was talking to Mo3 via DMs at the time.
Okay, keep going.
And I didn't really know how serious the beef was between both of them because I was living in LA at the time.
You did?
Yeah. So Beezy came to the studio, knocked out the record. Mo was supposed to come, and then it just went crazy, man. So
you basically.
But let me tell you something. I saw Trap Boy Freddy at a strip club one time, and he walked up to me and he was like, "Yo, like we got to get in, and get into the studio." I said, "Cool." So he texted me one time. This is maybe about a year ago, maybe it's changed. And he's like, "I'm going into the lab at like 2 a.m." And I was like, "I don't work that late anymore, bro." I was like, because I don't know what all this is new territory for me. Because when I was
so wait a minute, you telling me that Trap Boy Freddy wanted to do something with you?
Yeah.
But he wanted to work, but you didn't know the way things were going, and you had been out of the loop so long, you didn't feel comfortable even getting involved or even pulling up.
Right, and it's not that I'm afraid of no street shit or anything like that, because we came from it. Like, we came from that, but I'm more mature in the game. I like to work during the day now, and Beezy was super cool, Mo was super cool, and I was like, I'm just a producer, but you're gonna have to pick sides. I had to pick a side between Paul Wall and Chamillionaire. Paul went with T.I. Cam was with Flip. Remember this. Paul Wall was T.I.'s DJ at one point.
Yeah. And you picked Paul Wall.
Well,
I'm just saying, bro.
Either way, they pick sides. I don't want to pick sides.
You didn't want to pick them sides.
I didn't want to pick no sides.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't pick sides. I still love Cam, and I still love Pow Wow, and I still love Trap Boy Freddy, and I still love Mo3, and I still love Yella. Been on the show.
Yeah,
Yella pulled up for me.
I was surprised.
You seen it, didn't you?
It was amazing.
And I worked my ass off to get Yella here because I didn't want him to look at my show as being in none of that, because Rain come on so much.
That's right.
And I was like, I love all these people, man.
I mean, that
and
takes
I didn't
a lot
want
for you
people.
to do that,
I pushed my ass off to do that, bro.
Yeah.
And I made sure each one of them knew. Not Yella as much as Rain, because Rain comes consistently, always, show love. But it was like, man, I want y'all to understand that I'm a bridge for the culture.
You are.
And I'm not a wall.
And just like your pod is and your platforms, as a producer, I am too. I'm only here to just give you a sonic and like to help you, expand. At the time, my opportunities that I had for people were stuff like Madden, NBA 2K, Bad Boys 4 movie, the World Cup, the World Baseball Classic. So now I'm reaching them back. Every time I get an opportunity like that, I reach back and come back to Dallas and be like,
show love.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like,
that's hard, man.
Big X is supposed to be on Bad Boys.
Why he wasn't on it?
Well, that's his cousin right there.
That's his goddamn. Big X your cousin?
Yeah.
And you gonna let him not get on there?
I called her.
He said you got bigger fish to fry.
And maybe you know what I learned is
United Masters wasn't trying to hear that shit. No, they just distribution. Don't trip.
No,
at least that's what he told me on here.
No, but I love all the stuff that they do, man, and I get it.
I love the fact that you're reaching back. I love it, bro.
Always, man. Bro, Mo3's music is always gonna live. Beezy's hard. Trap Boy's hard. The new movement, still, and all those. Man, dude, it's just so dope. Because when I was coming up, it only felt like it was only a few people. Now it feels like there's so many other people that's having. I mean, Big X is arguably the biggest Texas artist.
Texas.
Maybe worldwide or nationwide.
I keep checking everybody, but quit playing with Big X like y'all don't see what's happening.
Bro.
You know what I'm saying? Country and all this stuff. You ain't seen other artists even do that.
Not even close.
Since Nelly, hell. Yep. So you know what I'm saying? So quit trying to act like y'all don't see what BigXThaPlug is bringing to the game. But it ain't so like nobody else that even doing it right now.
No, bro. And you know what? I've been doing this for 20 plus years here in the city. I would say globally, rapper-wise,
Big X.
I think Big X is
Big X, and that's what I want people to get comfortable saying, because we seen it happening.
I mean, the numbers show it too.
The numbers show it, and the music show it.
Yeah. So
the music show it, because for me, I want a big mega song. Don't get it twisted, but everything I rock to when I put him in, I can listen to it.
Bro, let me tell you something. And as a producer, I don't know who's producer. I've never met him.
I don't either.
But he is.
Tony Cole.
He is dope.
Tony Cole, well, don't and Zillionaire Doe gets not Zillionaire Doe. Ziggy made to get some of that too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Ziggy.
See, I'm
made
saying
it.
I don't know, but I'm just gonna say that the production is top notch. It gives a sound, it gives a flavor. It's something different for the city.
Yeah.
Right, because I like the Bend song.
Oh, that's Johnny Damn D.
I like that too, man.
You like Johnny Damn D, Ben?
It's just fun, man. You know what I'm saying? You got that, and then you got Big X. Like the city is like.
DeRoe been pushing that boogie movement stuff too with them.
With Cirque, what I'm saying is like it's a good
hard.
time, man.
Yeah.
You know, I like to see it full circle, man. And you know, we're always cheering the city on. I mean, we still live here. We go back and forth between Miami and here, and you know, we've been blessed to be a part of the early movement and start our thing here. And then be able to take it nationwide in different genres, but we always represent, man.
Man, what do you think about these rappers turned podcasters? I heard Gucci Man say once he see them turn podcast, it's over. Pretty much. He was kind of alluding to he don't rock with it. You know what I mean? Now you got some dope ones that did it, and they left the music. Joe Budden, I'm done with rap.
He should have.
You sound like me, man. Me and you, we about to be best partners.
I don't fuck with that dude. So.
I don't either. So I mean, well, let me not say. I want to be political. I might close the door if I say that, but I just don't feel like he showed the South for me. The South enough respect.
Never.
And that's just how I feel. Now he could prove me wrong if he could show me how, but he can't.
No,
you feel the same way.
And you know what?
So you don't think I'm wrong
at all? I agree with you.
Wow. So I'm not the only one to see it.
Well, we'll see. Other people are obsessed with his platform and the things that he could possibly do for people. It just depends. You got your own, I got my own.
Yeah.
Right? So I know that I can speak freely in doing that, right?
That's what I was saying.
Now he's a great podcaster, by the way.
I love the way he podcasts.
I mean,
when he make points about Lil Wayne or he make points
he's
about
a hater. But he's always been
Migos or just against the people that's down under that Mason-Dixon line is where I got a problem with it.
That's the only one he's talking about.
NBA young boy, I done heard him do it, and I'm like, why every time they talk, a lot of people do it, but I'm gonna speak up and say I ain't trying to hear that.
I mean, you know, we and matter of fact, we wanted to kind of dive into a version of the podcasting, and I had to respectfully respect the game of that.
Serious, ain't it?
Because what you guys are doing is a fucking gift.
And that's what people don't really
sleep on it.
They don't know.
I tried it, bro. Let me just tell you.
And you can talk.
I suck.
And you can talk.
You can talk though.
My story. Do you feel me? I mean, I did Sun Thug, I did Steve Aoki, I did Bun B. I did 3 podcasts. Ready to rock and roll, and I had probably 11 lined up with major superstars, all the way to Damon John from the Shark Tank.
Whatever.
Wow.
I wasn't good at it, man. I don't know. It just like
you gave up too early.
Maybe, but it takes a certain personality, and you have to be at a certain place. It's a gift.
It has to be a priority.
Yeah, it has to be a priority.
I really like doing it because I can talk. I like to talk.
But
I'm a talker.
But that's a gift.
I don't care if y'all ain't. Will I do it? Everybody.
But
like,
it's still a gift.
If I leave here,
it is.
If I go to any hotel, if I go to Sewell Cadillac today, they're gonna be like, "That's him. We know him." Before any of this, it's just the way I am.
But that's a gift.
Has nothing to do with nothing else.
It's still a gift. Have you look? And I try to sit down and like. What I wanted to do was talk about the experiences that we had in the studio, the songs that we made, and kind of pod that way.
Would be hard.
And all that. And the educational part of like what happened, even in the business that we did with, like, my conversation with Bun was like pretty good because there was a discrepancy on this, that, and like we talked about it openly.
Wow.
And it was
Did you put it out?
No.
Let me buy it from you.
Because I suck.
Let me buy it.
Right, yeah. But the pod, like it's amazing because we're getting a lot of hip hop stories. Like I like Fat Joe because I feel like Fat Joe's he should be potted.
Fat Joe be making shit up.
He's the biggest scapper in the game. And my dog.
He love it. He love it.
But Joe will tell the most amazing. But he's a New York guy. Them motherfuckers have amazing stories. Yo, 100 people showed up. Like,
I love it.
But that's him though. I know Joe.
No, you know why I love him? Because he put
dope.
a lot of spotlight on Jamaica. He's always in Jamaica. He's always doing stuff with Jamaican artists. That's the reason why I love him a lot.
He dope.
So there are some platforms.
He dope, but he'll never ever in his whole life be a Jada Kiss. Do not play with Jadakiss.
Kisses.
This is my. You know how I was before Boss Talk. I was on that.
Kiss is top
I got a picture on the wall with Jadakiss.
Kiss is top 5.
I don't play by Kiss. He don't even have to do the podcast. He's still good.
And
with
let me
me
tell you something about Kiss. What made me love more about Kiss? I'm a big fan of the Locks. Kiss rap the verses. He was.
I'm a Kiss fan, man.
We were in Miami at the Hard Rock Casino, and Kiss, Lil C's, a few more people were playing blackjack, and Kiss is just hanging out. I was playing at another table. They came over. We were having some drinks, and he was just the most polite, nicest guy.
He dope as hell, and he raised with his mom and dad.
And I said, man,
I
said, man, you know, like, it's always good when you meet people that you love their work and whatever they do, and they're so nice to doing it. And I try to take pride in trying to have a bit of that, you know, in doing that, and still being myself. You can't be nice to everybody either, you know, because then it's like everybody wants something, you know.
I gotta ask you this: since you've worked with so many reggaeton artists, you know, you've been to Jamaica, you've seen how things work. One thing I could never understand is, in America, everybody wants different beats. Each artist wants their own beats. They don't want you to reuse their beats and blah, 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 blah. In Jamaica, they'll do one rhythm and everybody jump on that rhythm and make it go. Why is that so?
I think that first of all, the rhythms in Jamaica are just better. They just make you dance. They have unorthodox rhythm and beats to it.
But why they don't do that here? Why it's such a big deal? Like, you can't use mine. No, mine is just for me.
They have it wrong. That's it. That's all I can say, because really, I mean, I heard Sean Paul, the Glue record, and I've heard 3 freestyles or dub plates over that.
Right. That
are just as good. So as a DJ, I go through in and out. I play the Sean Paul version. I play the other version in and out. And it's just the beat is just amazing. It's almost like a house beat. The house beat is almost the same everywhere, right? And then people do different things over the house beat. The rhythms, when it comes to Jamaica and really all of the Caribbean, the dembow, period, and Panama, you know.
Because wouldn't it push it even more if so many people jump on it?
I just don't think I don't think the culture here has grasped that. I mean, if you go to Miami, it feels like that.
It feels like that.
New York City, you know, some of the East Coast, it kind of feels like that, but. You know, in the South.
And reggaeton does that. Do they do that in reggaeton or no?
Not as much. Not now. The new ones. The old school traditional reggaeton definitely kind of use the same beats, but they took that from reggae.
Right.
That's the truth. You know.
But then they changed it.
Yes. Well, it's just a language thing.
Right.
You know, I mean, if Middle Eastern people started doing stuff over dembow beats, they'd probably call it whatever you know that they would call it. That's all reggaeton was like. Reggae in Spanish. Yeah, right. You know, and you know, it's that's exploded, and we get to see it for the Super Bowl, which is gonna be fucking interesting as fuck.
Was that the reason you guys moved to LA? Was it because of the presence of the Latinos and because y'all made a move up there? And how significant was that move when y'all
life changer, man.
Talk to me about making that decision and just being able to step out on faith and go somewhere that you hadn't been and lived before.
Probably the hardest thing at first, you know, especially LA. It's different.
Leaving your parents behind?
Leaving my parents behind. At the time, I had my oldest child, my life. By the way, I lived like a king in Dallas. I pull up to DG's. I'm God, baby. They gonna bring me that $5,000 package, that plastic thing. Boom, here you go, Mr. Play. You know, I can go anywhere in town. You know, it's like Dallas is my town. You know, it's like, and then you go to LA and you're this fucking small.
Right.
You know, like, all right, cool. You got the new Bentley, but what year is it? You know, type of shit. You know what I'm saying? Oh, where do you live in the hills? No, no? Oh, okay. So it was just it was a shock of like success. You know, so we had to level up to get over there. But we had to go there because if not, we would have been stuck here, which happens to a lot of producers and writers. They get stuck here in Dallas. They're like, oh yeah, for the city. I'm like, yeah. The city's always going to be there. You know, it's like the town is not going anywhere. It's like you have to go and spread your brand and our sound and our connections and invite people back to our town so they can come here. You know, if we stay here, the culture here is not what it needs to be. And I'll be honest with you, I don't know if it'll ever get to that.
That's what I was about to ask.
And you getting up there and nobody really not knowing how you guys were going to respond. Who was the one that pretty much embraced you in on the West Coast and was like, man, this gonna be dope?
It's crazy. One of the first guys that embraced me was Wack 100.
What?
Yeah, I know it sounds crazy.
Wack?
Yeah, I know. Because Wack is
doing a podcast. I know. Social media right now.
He's killing it.
Yeah, everybody know him from that shit.
I know Wack picking me up from LAX.
He rocked out with you,
taking me to the game studio. I was good friends with Ray J, and he would take me to go see Ray J, and he had some artists he was developing. But when I got to LA early on, Wack would pick us up from the airport. He'd take me studio to studio and then tell me like, nah, this works, this don't work. Wack was always super cool.
He showed you love.
He showed me love, and then
I mean, you see these people on the internet, and you don't know what type of really real.
I mean, look, bro, I watch a bunch of. I think it's
crazy. It's way out there
at its finest. All I can say is my experience.
Correct.
And he was, I mean,
and he showed you love. You and your brother, he showed y'all love.
100%. He picked me up in that range, and I mean, we went to the mall.
That is dope, man, for him to do that, because you didn't really know nobody there.
And I don't know the politics.
How did you link up with him? Who linked you with him?
Ray J.
So Ray J, that was Ray J manager at the time.
Yeah. So,
and still is, maybe, I don't know.
Kind of. Ray J had another guy who was working with this guy named David Weintraub that he was working with.
So Ray J, how did y'all meet Ray J?
Through his DJ named Dre Sinatra, LA guy, Mexican dude.
And that's how he and
I produced a couple records for Ray J, and I brought Ray J here to Dallas to do some features. So he came and did a couple features for some people, and we hung out for like 3 days. I took Ray J to Ecstasy, to DGs.
You the first one took him to these places.
I want to say I was the first.
Yeah.
We was friends. We was just hanging out, doing that whole little nine, and then I hired Ray.
I think I was in DGs that night he came.
And we went. It was either Super Bowl. Yeah.
This was a long time ago.
Yeah, it was about 10 plus over. 10 plus years.
I think I was there that night. I had my own thing going. I said, ain't that Brandon, brother? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I really wasn't like that little nigga Brandon, brother.
Ray's he's a wild one. He's cool.
That when he first started.
Yeah. When he was, and he was.
That was before. If I had one wish, he had one song before that, and I remember that song. I can't remember the name.
It's right after that, and then we hired him to host Super Bowl here in Dallas when the Super Bowl came. So we had Ray J, Amber Rose, Bun. My brother was dating Angela Simmons at the time.
Yeah.
So we did a bunch of parties downtown, and Ray was part of that. So I dealt with Wack on the business side of booking Ray J.
Wow.
That's how I got cool with with Wack. And then when I went to LA.
So your brother was dating Angela Simmons?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That was a long time before everything else.
That was like 07, 08. Run's House and Daddy's Girls TV shows and all that. Yeah,
he had broke up with her when Yo Gotti said he's sliding in her DMs and all
that. Was way after.
Yeah. This
but Yo
Gotti,
you know what's crazy is, we was cool with Gotti too. Gotti came here to Dallas, so it was
you show Gotti wasn't peeping things.
Oh, he was peeping. Everybody was peeping things.
Oh,
yeah.
damn.
Yeah, it's okay. It's all right. It's all right. Skills are okay.
Hollywood, man.
It's okay.
The South Hollywood is going down.
Well, funny enough, Rev Run actually came here to Dallas because he came to visit our family.
That's dope.
Because they were getting serious with her, my brother and Angela, and Rev Run actually came to my house to eat and do the whole nine. Run DMC. This is
just want to hang with y'all.
Yeah, man. Just and
eat. You know who that is?
Oh yeah, definitely. Like,
did you know who that was at your house?
Absolutely.
Was you there that day?
I was there and nervous as fuck.
What did you say to him?
Well, he pulled up in that bulletproof limo, number one, and got out, and I was like, "Damn, that's
him.
That's him. This is hip hop.
This
is hip hop."
Reverend Run is at my damn house.
Yeah, and he's eating lunch with me and my family. And
what did y'all eat, man?
We had some Latin food out, some empanadas.
Oh, you had him. He like, this is good.
I mean, I don't know if he
didn't say nothing.
He did. I'm gonna be honest with you. He didn't just, I'm gonna have to call him out. He just didn't just dive in.
He was quiet.
He was quiet. He was kind of like, what the fuck going on here? And he
trying to see how y'all live.
He trying to see how I'm moving. Me.
So he can make sure that his daughter is in good hands coming around this.
Yeah, absolutely. And
what he do? Just call Skillz and like, hey man, I'm coming down to y'all. I want to.
I think he was a little more concerned with me when he had the conversation because
why?
Because I like
you the wild hair.
Yeah, and he was like, you got to protect the brand. I was like, I got it. I was like, I'm not snorting a line of cocaine on TV, bro. I was like,
oh, he was like, you got to protect what we got going here,
and he was
because it's all us in this.
And we were all in it together. I mean, we were gonna be. This is
just serious, ain't it?
We were gonna be a part of Run's house. We were gonna be a part of Daddy's little girl. We turned all that reality television down.
Oh, that's why he was peeping game on everything.
Absolutely, it's his shows.
So he like, we finna do this here. I can't have nothing going wrong with my brand.
And these are facts.
And what made y'all turn it down? Your brother ain't into that.
That's right. So
he ain't with that shit at all.
He said, my life is my life. He's like, I do music. He's like, and I DJ, but I don't want a camera in my face all day. I don't. And him and Angel's relationship at the time was very, very real, and they had a good thing going, and the cameras were.
He ain't even like that.
Nah, man. And I was like,
I'm trying to get his ass over here to Boss Talk and having problems. I know they wasn't good. I got more of a chance than them dudes had.
You do.
You know what I'm saying?
That's 150,000.
I can promise you that.
That's 150K an episode.
Yeah.
We do 10 episodes.
But he didn't care nothing about that.
No, hell no.
He's solid. He care about what he stands by. You missed out on this, boy. Skillz was not trying to hear going on a reality TV show. Let me tell you what happened. You know what I'm saying? Skillz was like, hell no. Run, come up to the house to check everything out. Like, we gonna do this. And he said no.
Well, you know what? And not in defense, but just to be completely transparent, my brother, he's never had an ounce of alcohol in his life.
You don't get out like that.
And he stands by it, and
just like me.
And I think
we gonna make great friends.
And I think that people should hear that there are amazing people that don't need.
That's me,
right? I love mine.
I know it. I've seen you get out the other night. Yeah. Thanks for inviting us to the party too. We had a great time. Y'all still know how to throw a party. That was my first party for Play-N-Skillz.
Okay, disregard me.
Oh yeah, but you did good. You was doing what you supposed to do.
You were a great host.
You were hosting that thing.
40 shots later.
Yeah. But your brother was sitting chill. Me and him had great conversations. Yeah. I'm glad you invited me. I'd have never seen his ass if I hadn't came to that party.
And that's what we try to do. And he stands by. My point was that he stands by who he is at his heart, his spirit, his soul, and you can't convince. I mean, we literally won our second Grammy. I ordered like 10 bottles of Ace of Spades. I was like, dude, fucking have a glass. Like,
what'd he say?
He's like, that shit tastes like shit.
I ain't doing that.
I ain't doing it. He's like, but I'll order 10 more with you.
He just wants you to have a good time.
Well, it's not his thing. It's like, if it's not his thing, it's not his thing.
But he wants you to have a good time.
But he has a thing. What is his thing? What does he like to do?
He loves the studio.
Other than the studio.
He likes to golf. He plays tennis. He's a real quiet guy, man. He's a loner. He's just always been that. He don't really belong in the music business.
But he did it.
But he's talented enough to do it. He's the better DJ. He's the better producer of our group, 100%. Like, he's that. But we work because it's, yin and a yang. Hot and a cold. And you can't have too much of Skillz, and you damn sure can't have too much of me. You know what I'm saying? So, but the point is that, his talent is like, it. So even with reality television thrown in our face and the amount of money we could have made and
you
the
didn't
fame,
do it.
And it could have been great, could have not, but yeah, LA was it was interesting, man. But Wack showed us love. He wasn't the only one. There's other people, but definitely when I think of like that, I think of Wack.
Wow, I think that was when I looked at everything, man, and just I didn't know how you guys, what made y'all. I knew it was a challenge going to California, changing up. We go up there often, but just to move away from where you been.
I mean, first of all, bro, like the cost of living in
it's
LA.
Totally different.
Way more expensive.
I mean, bro.
It's ridiculous.
I haven't shared a condo with my brother in my entire life. You know what I'm saying? I'm from Texas.
I don't want to tell the truth.
I said, we did well. We bought homes very early on, and here we are in LA and Hollywood going, yeah, we get a 2-bedroom and in a very nice place, but what?
It's an arm and a leg.
$7,000 for this bullshit, and it takes me 45 minutes to get 3 miles. Like, so that was a change for us in that. But we had to go to LA to be able to take the meetings into account, to elevate. And shortly after that, I think we were there like 5, maybe 6 years. We moved to Miami, which is where
way better.
Everything go now.
We're based out now.
Again, that's good living. You on South Beach?
No, I'm in.
You know what I told you?
Yeah, I know. I'm in Kendall, actually. Like
So
Kendall,
my brother used to live
out.
in Kendall.
Yeah, it's out.
Yeah, the mall right there.
Yeah, it's beautiful, man. It's like we're close enough to go. Look, this is what I tell about people about Miami. Is like that's where you really know where you're at financially, because you can't stunt in Miami.
You can't stunt.
No, I'm gonna tell you a funny story, and we could.
Yeah, we're gonna wrap it up here.
We're gonna wrap it up, but this is kind of like what keeps me inspired. Is I went to Miami, and we started to work. We were doing really well in the Latin market, killing it. Everybody's coming to work with us. Anuel, Alphas, Nicky Jams, the Legends, the hip hop artists, Ross, and everybody else. We're in Miami. Pitbull is Mr. Miami. Pitbull's my business partner, right? So I have a joint venture with Pitbull, so I'm hanging out. So Pitt invites me one day, and he's like, I want to have a meeting with you. I said, okay, cool. We pull up, and his golf cart picks us up, drives us about, I don't know, maybe half a mile down the pier, and I'm passing all the yachts. I'm like, damn, that's a nice yacht. It's a nice yacht. I was like, where the fuck are we going, dude? To have a meeting with this guy. It's not a yacht. It's fucking land. It's like
On water.
And he comes out with a goddamn turtleneck, Pitbull, looking like James Bond.
He's stunned hard.
And he said, Pablo, come on in. I said, fuck, we're finna have a meeting on a fucking yacht.
Wow.
Okay, so we get in the yacht, and he goes, we're just gonna roll around. He said, order what you want, we'll talk business. We drive around the water, and I said, then he gets back, I said, damn. So I tell Ski, my partner, I said, I wanna buy a boat. I was like, I'm in Miami. Why are people having meetings on boats? And we don't have a boat. So we try to go buy a boat.
I let that thing go.
We wasn't getting that. We weren't even close. But we got a boat. And in closing, this is what made me sell my boat. Right? So as humble as I could be, because I'm so blessed at being able to do what I did, I still had to get humbled because I've done well for myself, but there's always somebody with a bigger boat.
Exactly.
It's always.
That's it. That's what I live by. It's like there's always somebody with a bigger boat. And if I keep trying to do the big boat thing,
Don't compare. Trying to compare.
that's not my world.
Not your world.
So I take my boat, which I barely know how to drive, driving it, and I call Nicky Jam. It's a legendary reggaeton.
Want to have a meeting.
He says, come play me music on my boat. I said, no, I got it on my boat. So he gives me the coordinates. We're driving out the boat, and I see a really big boat.
It's his boat.
And I call and go, is this you? The black boat? He goes, yeah, Pablo. He said, I'm going to open my garage, park your boat inside of my boat.
What the world?
Oh, God damn.
No, he did.
So I pull up.
Damn.
And I park my boat in his garage of his boat and go upstairs, and we play music. When we left and we took my boat back, I called Ski and said, sell my fucking boat. Because there's always a fucking bigger boat.
That is crazy.
Top three producers of all time, dead or alive, right? We're going to do top three
Any
producers.
genre.
Quincy Jones, number one.
Quincy Jones.
Number
Dope.
two.
Pharrell Williams.
Number three.
Manny Fresh or Pimp C?
You gotta narrow it down. Which one is gonna make the cut?
Fresh. Because
Wow.
he produced all the Cash Money shit.
He did.
Oh,
Let's talk about it.
And I
for a
got to
minute.
work with Fresh.
I want to talk about that because I met Fresh for the first time at the Versus on the stage. Never seen him after that. But I talked to Birdman. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm a Birdman fanatic. So
Genius.
yeah, I like rocking with Birdman. Birdman is the one for me. Like I'm older, so it makes sense, really, though. But anyway, Manny Fresh and them songs and them beats and everything that he did with that is just off the chain. And I just want to know how it was working with Manny Fresh.
Well,
I had that down as one of my questions, so you ran right into it. Yeah, that's probably the last one too.
I asked Fresh. I mean, we went to Houston, work at 7303, same studio
Okay.
that I met Pimp C at, and Fresh comes in, and he brings two musicians, either a bass or guitar guy and a keys guy, and Fresh had the MPC sitting there. So he puts the MPC on, got his guitar guy here, his keys guy here, and that metronome come on. And Fresh.
That's the way he do it, huh? You could tell that was a Manny Fresh beat automatically.
That motherfucking kick and snare was hitting, and the guitar player starts playing a funky groove, and the keys, and the Fresh is composing as he's going. He adds a hi-hat, loops it, And this guy was more than just a beat maker. It's like, I was like at an orchestra, bro.
This nigga, he had it together.
Damn. And then he goes, I got the hook. So he goes in the booth, he starts rapping a hook. I said, this motherfucker is just
having fun too.
And amazing. And like this. And it was all soul and just fresh, nothing complicated. It was just, I said, this guy.
Organic, natural.
Yeah, because Fresh was actually one of the first guys I called when I was in the lawsuit with Cash Money. Because Fresh was a friend of mine.
What Fresh said?
He said, you ain't never getting your money.
No, he said.
That's what Manny Fresh said to me. He said, don't sue him. You're not going to get your money. Just settle.
And you end up settling.
Yeah.
But he knew that it was going to be a deal where you wanted to settle with him.
He sued too. Well,
and he settled.
And he settled.
And I think that's, again,
yeah,
looking into the light. When you looking into the light, you know what I'm saying? And you go into the light, that's what, and Deer's mesmerized by the lights. When you see light and you go into the light and you're not paying attention that there's a car for to run your ass over.
Pay attention.
You see what I'm saying?
I agree.
So I never be mad at, that's why I don't get mad at, because I know when it come down to, you're a business head now, you understand that. Mm-hmm. And you said it when you were dealing with Q Smith now. Mm-hmm. It's the same thing. You know your business, you strategize. Now if you had to do that all over again today, dealing with that whole situation, you would have knew how to handle it just a little bit better. You probably would have handled it the same way, but there would have been some key changes in there that would have made it to where you could have even leveraged more.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's what it's all about. It's like, and for everybody out there, it's like, look, today we talked about a lot of things. I'm not talking bad about anybody. No. Everybody that I've ever done any work with was, a blessing.
Yeah.
And some of those games we won, some we lost. We lost some friends.
Some y'all fell kind of in the middle.
Yeah, and you're not always going to get along when you do business. I don't care what it is. If I'm selling dope, if I'm selling fucking goddamn shoes, and you're going to have your issues with people. And the more you know, the more you're prepared. So when I called Fresh about it, I was like, well, if anybody's going to know.
Fresh going to know.
He did 500 beats for them motherfuckers.
He knows.
Every BG, Juvenile,
he knows.
Hot Boys album. And he said, bruh, you said you're not going to get paid.
And what he settled for, he had to be chill with, because he still does business with him to this day.
Absolutely.
So then he ain't hurting.
No.
That's what I always said about all them people that saying Birdman took this and they didn't do this. They all millionaires.
Did
you listen? They all millionaires.
Listen.
This the part what kept throwing me off. I'm like, y'all millionaires.
Well, the game is to try to keep a portion of your money as well.
That's right. That's right.
So learn how to do that. Could you imagine if we really were told how much our doctor bills really are worth?
Come on, man.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No, their job is to, if you don't know.
We playing games with them.
Then that x-ray was $4,000.
Yeah.
And then you go, no, it wasn't. It was $800. And this is why. And then I go, you know what? You're right. But if you don't know,
you don't know.
There
you go.
And it's just business all the way across the way. I may be wrong. Fuck, I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
So our plan now, from now on, first of all, how important is God in your life?
Number one.
How so?
I'm not a religious man. I only have my faith in my God. But I have everything, every hit record that we talked about today, everything that I have is because of my God. Meaning the way things happen. When I try to do everything perfect, it never worked.
That's good stuff.
He already had it written. I just got to walk through the right doors. And sometimes I'm going to walk through the wrong doors. I'm just going to go the wrong way.
That'd be
and he's going to give me another door to come back towards the right door. Wow. I am that. I am one of his soldiers, and that's why I practice and I preach. And I'll tell you this, anybody that's ever worked with me will tell you that I will change your life. I will help you. But I'm also not going to bullshit you in what it is. So if you were an artist or a producer that ever worked with me at some point and had success with me, you learn, or we learned together in this. And that was just somebody else telling us how we need to do things. So Riding Dirty was the last song. Got Money was not supposed to be his song.
But God worked it out, didn't he?
Come on, man. He still got me.
Come on, man.
Every day, man.
There you go.
Every day.
When you named your top 3 producers, how comes you didn't name Dr. Dre?
Okay, fuck it. I lost a little bit of respect for Dr. Dre at some point in my career.
What?
Why?
Because I thought he played the line on Nothing But a G Thing. I thought he played it on the keyboard. So when I started studying Dr. Dre, I realized how much he sampled, which I sample as well, by the way. But I realized how much he sampled of other people's bodies of work and put it together. So as a musician, as a producer, I thought to myself, that's not what Quincy does. And that's not what Fresh, I watched him make this, not sample. So some of my favorite Dr. Dre songs are almost loops of old school songs with new drums.
Wow.
And to me, that's just not as creative as Pharrell Williams coming and playing the keyboard, singing, playing the drums, and doing the whole nine. There's
Makes
a
sense.
different level of production. Now, by the way, Dr. Dre is one of my
That
favorites.
just don't. That, yeah,
it's
that's
just
your.
not in
That's
mine.
right. Yeah,
that's just me.
Yeah,
Because working in the field, and you know, it is what it is. I mean, whatever. I mean,
that's your preference, the way that you look at producing.
I mean, Quincy was, come on, you know, and who knows? I mean, the guy, you know how hard it is to get a bass, a guitarist, and a drummer on the same page? First of all, for them to come on time. Mm-hmm. Second of all, this is the song we're doing. Third of all, don't get too crazy with me playing your bass how you want to play it, because we're playing it like this for this song. And then have a mic come in and produce that. Like, imagine that. That's Quincy.
Yeah, but see, you said Dr. Dre. I could have said Jermaine Dupri. I could have said Timbaland, the guy you met the other night.
Right.
There's some dope people out here that does music.
The best.
And you can throw all this around and put it in a bag.
But to me, I'm from Texas.
Yeah,
Manny Fresh means so much to me.
Manny Fresh right there. See what I mean? That you like, see, he's just like me.
400 Degrees is...
He's right there. We right here. We know where we at. We know our demographics.
And then Fresh is like just... He's it. I don't think he gets the credit, so I'm always going to have him in that, man. But shout out to Timbo and Dre. They're amazing. There's a lot of people that are amazing.
You know I'm going to say Pimp C on everything, so that ain't even no question to me. But and Mr. Lee, for sure. Mr. Lee got plaque in here right now.
And I don't think people understand how much Lee has done.
Nipsey and all of them going to tell you about Mr. Lee, man. You know what I'm saying? Mr. Lee a beast.
I had Lee come to my studio here in Dallas one time, and he pulled up one of his sessions, and his kick was kicking my beats, my kick drums ass. He was playing. I was like, what the fuck did you put on that? That shit is like, it made my speaker sound. And I asked Lee, and I was like, and he was like, that's just ear.
Wow.
He was like, just Mr. Lee that's just years and years of training your ear to be that great at that kick drum and everything else. Damn. So, I mean, we've learned from some of those most amazing people.
Yeah, I thank God for all of y'all, man. Y'all done a dope job. I want to tell you, thank you for coming on the show. How can people get a hold of it if they're trying to reach out? Instagram,
Play-N-Skillz is probably like our easiest. I mean, we're all active on all social media, and hey, you know, we got this documentary that we're working on. I'm doing a book. It's called The Playbook.
Mm-hmm.
And
The Playbook.
Yeah, and it's written like a playbook of a football game, right? Scheme where plays that you need to do. The documentary and then the playbook is interesting because it's basically 30 to 40 different events that happen, and then I explain the play that was actually played on that play. So, for example, if I negotiated a business deal with the president of Universal Records, it shows a play of me flying to New York, and that's my first option of throwing a pass here, and then negotiating with them, and you know, and then what they offer me, what I countered with, why I wouldn't do the deal, why the royalty percentage wasn't right, why I didn't take the advance. So my publishing deal, my royalty, my production agreements, my selling to Chamillionaire.com, my mixtapes early on. So it's kind of like, a play-by-play on how we did things so people can learn that.
I like the concept.
Yeah, you know, but it's written out almost like a football play. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, I like the concept.
Okay, you know, you have your linemen and this and that.
Yeah.
So it's like,
I like it.
There's a visual to that, and then there's a really cool picture of that moment, you know, with the song that we talk about. Because Got Money, the beat we made for Wayne and Payne, that beat got lost. So that was overnight. Somebody actually kicked out the power on the beat, and we didn't save it. So then the next day, my brother came back. He goes, "No, I remember the melody. I'm gonna remake it.
Remake it.
Bum 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 bum."
And it was just like it was before.
Exactly the same. And we didn't know that was a year before it became a song that changed my life.
And you know, the crazy thing is that being a creative, it's hard to recreate the same thing exactly to the T. Something is going to be off a little bit. People might not recognize it, but you will know what is off.
Steve Velo said that Pimp C was doing that chopping on blade. He was doing it in Atlanta. Dun dun dun.
My favorite beat.
Dun 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 dun. He said
so
then the electric or lights went out or something. He lost it, or the weather was bad. He came right back and
that's soul, baby. That's it. That's it. So
I got them stories on Boss Talk 101 with these boys down here in the South.
So, there it is. So the documentary book,
and the book is also coming out in June as well.
Yeah, it's all in the summertime. With the rollout of all the music. Now the cool thing about the documentary is that there's 6 episodes to the documentary, so they're 8 minutes each.
See, everybody's doing episodes now.
Yeah, just in case you don't want to, but each episode will have 4 songs that we release about the episode and the time of what it was. So there's a portion where it's about early on in our career about Texas, and it feels like that. The music feels like that.
Right.
The features. And we got everybody from Scarface to Bun to Slim, and all the international artists, all part of this documentary. So,
and of course, you don't know where it's gonna be put out on yet.
No, not
you
yet.
don't know because you're gonna have to fish it around to the different networks and see who picks it up and stuff like that.
This. I mean, we're very early, but it's gonna be on one of your bigger platforms. The way we're shooting it and the way the music and the rollout. By the way, Bun B's narrating it.
Oh,
really?
Awesome.
So Bun's narrating.
You're Bun tight.
Yeah, that's my dog.
So then
so he could tell my story.
That's good.
hard.
I've known him for 20 plus years, and he said he's honored. And Pitbull's the executive producer. So I mean, this is a really big thing for us, and our next step. You know what I'm saying? Like we have to do more than just music. You know what I'm saying? It has to be. We've done that stage of just being creative. We need to tell these stories, educate, and I was hesitant about doing this. I'm gonna be honest.
Why?
Because you can become a target I don't need a target.
Yeah.
My life is I'm okay. You know what I'm saying? Like I did all that. I don't need to, but I also want to tell the story right with people that understand my story.
Well, is that the reason, hold on, I gotta say this. Because, is that the reason why a lot of people don't tell their stories till after they're gone? Yes. You notice a lot of these documentaries and stuff or movies don't come out till the person, and I'm always mad about it. I'm like, why don't they tell it while they're here so they can see it?
Because it gives, for one, it could ruin things if it's not told right, right? 2, it gives. We're living in a world where everybody has an opinion now,
right?
So if I could stay out of the opinion shit, it's okay. But that's not my duty. My duty is to tell that, so if we talk about Flip today, Chamillionaire, Bun, Wayne, this and that, and their story might not line up with me, that's okay with me. You feel me? It doesn't stop me. Like, that's the way I interpreted what happened. That's
perspective.
It's
all about perspective.
It's all about perspective, and a lot of stuff subjective. But one thing you got to remember is that, and I want y'all to both get this through y'all head. If Ray Charles had not let Jamie tell his story, we wouldn't have got Ray.
That's right.
That's a hell of a movie.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? He was here to say, I approve this. And and I want him to do it this way.
And he was there with it.
You got to do it that way.
And then he was there with it.
We got to have it that way sometimes.
And we're doing, obviously, no way near Ray, but at least I'm having the artists be a part of this. And we're working on, I'm talking to Flip and even Cam about.
Oh, you Cam? Oh yeah, you trying to get him out?
Yes, put him on
to the documentary.
Nice.
And it's like, yo, bro, like, it's okay to tell the story. We have something that is history.
Yeah.
Not many people can say that. In fact, some of your fellow MCs do not have a Riding Dirty in their bank. They can't talk about the song that is still. I love Paul Wall to death. Paul Wall don't got Riding Dirty. Paul Wall is a big icon. He's an amazing MC.
He got some songs, but it ain't Riding Dirty.
I'm gonna stand by that.
It's because of the time that y'all did it in. That's the only because and this time now. Riding Dirty wouldn't be the same if it came out right now.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? Because
of the way. What it is.
But the one thing about Pow Wow to keep going and then be able to get with like a Mexican OT and still make something happen right now in this time, that longevity you was talking about earlier.
But Paul's great at that.
That's the part right there.
Paul is amazing. He's the people's champ. He has a bunch of great songs. And I'm only going to say that. I'm still being biased about my record. You know what I'm saying? I wish I could have gave Paul something, or maybe we do something one day.
Exactly.
Paul's my friend.
He's still working.
He is, man. And you know what? Paul hits the stage, and Paul is entertainment.
Yeah.
He got an amazing smile. positive, like boom,
people love him. We love him.
You know what I'm saying? Like he's needed as well. All I'm saying to you is
Camille a beast though. Camille with his just the way his rhyme scheme and stuff, bro.
He sold himself very short.
That
when
dude
he was
bad.
available.
That dude was bad.
Yes, bro.
When it come to rhyme scheme and the way he saying this shit,
but you know what, man?
You know, like spitting bullets, nigga,
bro. And punchline after punchline.
This nigga, guy,
I mean, bro, trust me. I mean, we used to sit and work, and this guy would sit on a couch, laid out for 10 hours. He would just sit there like this. He didn't write anything down. He'd just sit. And I'd walk by, I'm playing Madden, go outside, shoot the basketball, come back. I'm like, dude, what the fuck? Are we recording this? What's going on? And he's like, in the head. He'd just get up, snap out of nowhere, go in the booth, and record the entire song. But it would take him, and he would overthink every bar.
He was serious about that.
And there's great in that, and there's bad in that. because he overthink, after Riding Dirty, it was very difficult for him to recreate again because he had to overthink of how him to get something that big again.
That's how you can speak on it so openly about why he did what he done.
That's right. You know, and he's amazing, and there's nothing.
That's crazy. I understand.
Because again, I'm not even talking bad about anybody.
No, you're not talking bad, but it's just how processes the music. You seen it. And you say it ain't easy to process like this.
No, bro. It's next to impossible. You know what I'm saying? That overthink thing is like, it's a real thing. And some of the greatest people in this world are overthinkers. And that's why we don't get enough of them. Andre 3000. Beast mode. Come on, bro. I can just go down the line of people that we wish we can get more.
You've seen it. You like, damn.
Man. Cam was like, he was gifted like that.
Yeah.
You know? He was really gifted like that.
I know it. I get it. So,
yeah.
Well, I'm going to get my interview with him too.
Do it. Ask him all about me.
I doubt it. I just want to hear about this music, man. Yeah. And that process you talking about right there.
Okay.
But all of it comes out. Whatever the God have for that come out is what's going to come out, play. And I never, did we pre-stage anything? I just like natural. I love the way, great. And I love and it's guess what it is? It's healing. Mm-hmm. It is just to conversate and talk about things.
It
man.
is. And
thank you so much, bro.
Thank you, man. Thank you. For
you did your thing on Boss Talk 101.
Man.
I can't lie. You did your thing.
Well, first of all, I'm a big fan of what you guys do. The questions y'all ask, how
we just be talking.
It's needed. The culture needs it, and I like that you don't take sides, man. That's why we chose to start this journey of spreading the word. Like, we got to start here. We're going to come back when we get ready for the release.
Definitely.
I'm getting
Skillz going to sit right here.
Even if he ain't, we're going to be in Miami. The whole set will be down there. I ain't tripping on that. We're getting him.
Yeah, we're going to do it. That's the next one.
That's the next one for sure. Thank everybody for watching, man. Make sure you like, subscribe, download Boss Talk 101, man. It's going down, man. We love you.
Thank you.
Play. There's been another great segment of Boss Talk 101, where the bosses talk.
And we out.
Yeah, we on Boss Talk 101. Yeah, we gon' talk, we gon' have fun. We be on fire, we be lit. It's a unique hustle, bitch.